hear it's like a lawnmower starting.
Oh.
Ripcord. So, on the off chance that we are actually live, welcome to Himp Plays Tabletop, playing Cyberpunk Red from Artel Games. I normally have Blurb here, but you know what? I can't be bothered this week. Look, we're an actual play channel. You're here to watch games. We play lots of different games. Sometimes we all play the same games. It's interesting. But no, we do have a selection of players and GMs, and we try and cycle through so everybody gets a chance to play something and run something if they so wish. So, and Stream Element Spot's alive. That's a plus. I was worried about that. That wasn't showing. So, you can hear us.
That can be believed. So.
Yes, excellent. People
good.
can hear us. This is cool. So, we are playing Cyberpunk Red. Campaign is Rack and Ruin. Named for the bar underneath the clinic, run by the PCs. I say run. Associated with by the PCs. Playing today, we have, and if you'd like to just introduce your character, I will go from left to right on my screen. I wonder where Robinson's gone. Never mind. Starting with Nightbites.
Hi, I'm Nightbites, and I'm playing the Team MedTech, aka CAD. Mostly around for the medical thing, but also can drive and can shoot, just in case it's needed.
Chrono.
Hi, I'm Chrono Magistrate, and I am playing Ranriti Ekanaika, aka Electrum. And ostensibly, Electrum is a paramedic. He's also there to help out mainly on the cyberware side of things. He's a specialist in that. But he is also a netrunner, and we shall see whether or not those skills are going to come into play today.
Unlikely. Mate, designing a net run is a whole different ballgame. However, hold that thought. Shard.
I'm Shard Angel. I'm playing Corey Gallagher, who also known as Dandelion, who is the most charismatic and amazing friend any of this group will ever have. I play in the bar. I have fans here and there playing other places, but I play here for free and help with carrying people up and shooting things if they need shooting. But mostly I just like good stories.
Fair enough. Fishy.
Hello. I am rather interchangeably Gavin or Fishy. I answer to both. I also occasionally answer to or you, stuff like that. You can find me as Fish Not Fish on things like Twitter and Twitch and so forth. So if you see that in the chat, that'll be me. And I'm playing Max, who is a solo. All you need to know about Max is he can fire 4 shots per minute in any weather.
All you need to know about Max is that he doesn't need to shoot anyone to scare them off.
Apparently not, no. Well, I did shoot one of them.
Twice.
After.
No, I only fired 1 shot.
Oh, good point. No, he got shot by the nuns.
I'm saving bullets because I can't afford to buy more. Till we find a paying gig.
Yep. Molière.
Okay, hello. I am Leah. I am playing Magdalena, or also known as Lena, or Nabu. She is the media for the group, trying to, essentially waging a one-person war against the mega corporation Arasaka, which is going well in the sense that they haven't yet noticed her and she's still alive. So we shall see how long that continues.
They haven't noticed her because she's just that good at stealth.
They also,
I think
they also
probably
don't operate in this city, but we'll gloss over that.
Stealth blogging, that's where you write really impressive blogs, but you only ever keep them on your local hard drive.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, so that's like when I write a book.
Again, stealth novel writing.
Okay, and Robinson.
Okay, I'm Robinson. I'm playing Hideo Chiba, who is the group's tech for all things that isn't stuck to a body.
Well, in a body. You can do things that are stuck to a body.
Are there external, like...
Well,
I mean, for example, if I superglued a gun to somebody superglued my gun into my hand, it would still be you that would need to fix it for me.
Fair enough. I wouldn't advise that, though. Superglue is,
Inefficient.
not the best way to do that. I'd recommend welding, much more long-term.
I could do that with one of my hands, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And just to finish off, he shall be raining technological destruction down upon everyone in sight.
May the gods have mercy on us.
Someday. Okay.
So hang on, is the purpose of this group to help or to prevent Hideo from getting the parts that he needs for his chair?
No,
I think
both.
it's very much down to your individual consciences, I think.
So it's only people in sight. So all you have to do is make sure you're standing behind the chair, because then you're in a blind spot and totally safe.
Assuming
That's
you
a good
don't.
point, actually. Yeah, the chair counts as cover, so it's all good.
Wait until Hideo installs a multi-optics setup, and then he can have up to 5 cyber eyes implanted in his head.
Can he have on the end of those little snaky can things?
Well, the tradition is the whole maelstrom, sort of whole faceplate, but I see no reason why you couldn't just have them as a surround.
I think he wants those snake cams that they use, that like special forces use to look through doors around the corners and things like that. Because that'd be
I'm
brilliant.
building a tank, right? So I need a periscope.
That would just.
I still
be
say you're basically building a Techicoma.
Oh God. Okay. Sudden flashback to a Stuart Gordon movie. As you do. So, in episode 1, Naboo and Max discovered a battered woman dumped in a dumpster. Rescued her and brought her to the clinic, where Cad
Rescue is a very
rebuilt
strong
her.
word. I think probably a stronger word than what we actually did.
Picked her up and
Salvaged.
I think we just brought her back as a gift for the medics, something to play with.
Were you just hoping I would end up
practice.
having to do the Ripper bit of Ripperdoc and list what her parts were worth?
Well, it's good money, and we do need money.
They rescued a poor defenceless woman who had been beaten to within an inch of her life, and after life-saving first aid, they established that she was a doll working out of an establishment called the Round Window. Her name is Hamble. I'm really sorry to anyone who watched TV in the 80s in the UK. I'm very sorry.
Okay.
Childhood is
I'm not
currently
included,
melting. No, I am willing to dig out samples though for you lot, so you'll know just why this is so bad. And she is desperate to get hold of her kit, which will allow her to start working and pay whatever Cad wants to charge her. Said fee is currently under discussion.
And rising.
And rising. Apparently they're charging her for overnight. So, Ripperdoc is Australian for really good medic. Yes! I like that. God. Okay, so they returned. Naboo, Hideo and Max returned to the alley where they found her and encountered a van with 4 guys in suits who were rooting around in the same dumpster that they found Hamble in. Max intimidated all 4 of them into being distracted at least long enough for Hideo and him to nick the van.
Intimidation is cheaper than killing them.
While Naboo went and hid in a bar nearby.
Honestly, when that story is told to me, it's going to turn into he stole the van through intimidation and no shot was fired. I'm just going to forget the rest.
You're just going to phase out that one shot where he shot one guy in the leg.
Yep. Yep.
There's
It
only
did
two types of
total
people who
damage
care about
anyway,
them.
the guy was wearing armour.
The guy was wearing armour, yes. You didn't really do a lot. You slightly bruised him,
Yeah.
mildly annoyed him.
Just
Even
a
my
neat
very heavy pistol can't get through light civilian armour.
Yeah.
So it's not as lethal a game as I had anticipated it might be.
And as I said, Naboo went and hid in a bar nearby with the intent of, when they went chasing off after the van, to go and search the alley. As it was, they came charging into the bar and were met with the booster gang, whose base it is, politely requesting that they leave. This does mean that Naboo has made several new friends, including Sister Josephine, a 6-foot-tall Haitian nun. Because the booster gang at the bar nun are indeed ecclesiastically based. I'm sorry, there is a limit to how much liquid I can go through it. I probably ought to be a bit careful, that's actually a mojito.
Oh, I'm going to move
As
to the
is
gym
this.
later. Yeah.
Yeah. So, with his newly acquired van,
My van.
having
Yes.
found nothing
All right,
in
yeah,
the alley,
it's been claimed.
it's been claimed by the guy
Well,
with
we-
the biggest gun.
We didn't actually look for anything in the alley. We were too busy pretending that we weren't there to look for something in the alley. I mean, the alley was searched later on, of course, but
Yeah.
at the time, we just didn't want them to know that's why we were there.
Yeah.
Hence, the distraction of stealing their van. I obviously wouldn't have stolen it otherwise. It was just purely as a cover. Still my bloody van, though.
So, yes, one stolen van is currently stashed in Ferris's mechanics shop. Ferris being Electrum's current other half, and several cans of...
You make that sound like it might not be. Yeah.
Look, I have seen your romantic history on your life path.
For sure.
They fall
Sure.
off cliffs. They get buried under rock falls. I don't know.
Look,
Buildings drop on them. I don't know.
So long as he doesn't meet Morton, bastard, then that should be fine.
And yes, the van has now been resprayed with matte acrylic, and it looks combination of tactical and Saturday night at Tesco's.
I will get some album art, heavy metal album art painted on the side at some point, but I've got to find the money and someone who can do it.
Fair enough. So, subsequently, they visited Hamble's place of work, the round window, and discovered her kit in her backpack, hidden under the bed. Also, however, discovered that the place looked like a fight had happened there. And when going through her stuff, because that's what you do when you're heroically helping someone out.
We didn't say we were heroically helping anyone out.
They
Never
Mercenarily?
use the H word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They discovered a compact in her makeup bag with a hidden remote Braindance recorder. Hamble herself has a Braindance recorder, which was found in the alleyway, but it's an internal one and it was pried out of her skull, and there was no chip to be found. So you have found a Braindance chip inside this remote recorder. Okay, apparently that's worthy of a breaking
Apparently
news
the
sting.
BBC know that we found it.
Sorry, my apologies. This was muted all day. I don't know quite why that woke up. Wokes up. I can has English speak.
Just a few notes of we'll be playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, yes.
Have another mojito, it'll be fine.
Me, it'll be fine. Okay, this isn't a mojito. Give me a mo. Yes, it really, really is hot in here.
Yeah.
And I've just got one eye kind of glued to the bit rate, given how Twitch was being this afternoon. So, right, everybody returning to the Rack and Ruin, bearing your prize. What are you going to do? And if you all decide you're not listening to the Braindance or watching the Braindance, I will actually come out of there. Because that's kind of your only clue at the moment as to what the hell has happened.
Well, certainly before we go and see our patient, we need to know exactly what we've picked up.
I'm willing to check out the Braindance. It's my thing.
Okay. I am willing to let the tech work up the equivalent of a 6-way headphone splitter.
Is that
How many jacks?
You've
Like,
got to
wow.
work
that
her.
many people together?
Nuts brings to mind.
Oh wow!
Oh, hello.
Thank you.
Hello,
Welcome,
hello, hello.
Hello,
Raiders.
Raiders.
Hello.
What?
Hello, Raiders.
Hi.
Oh no!
I have to. I don't know the intent behind the raid phrase, but it's absolutely right. One way or another, there isn't.
No,
Okay, welcome.
personal experience. Yep, there is no place like Norfolk.
No, there's no place like Norfolk. There's no place like Norfolk. Because
I don't even know where Norfolk is.
North of me.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Hello.
the top part of East Anglia, the bit that juts out on the eastern side of the UK. Yeah,
Basically, yeah.
the rump.
Ever since I found out there's a place called South Norfolk, I now that the whole world doesn't make sense.
really? Oh, okay. That's
Oh, they're talking about Norfolk, Virginia,
Norfolk, Virginia.
right?
Oh.
There's a very large
Oh.
naval yard in Norfolk,
well.
Virginia.
That's
Yeah.
not
Okay. Right, so, welcome, hello, and good lord, that's a lot of raiders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm very glad we don't have Techie running at this point. She would just be sending up all sorts of flags. So,
Oh, yeah.
you are very welcome. We're currently playing Everywhere's Norfolk. Indeed. We are currently playing Cyberpunk Red from... no, we are not. It doesn't like Stream Elements, gets a bit leery. Basically,
Yeah.
think of it as having a hangover. It doesn't like it when people shout at it. So all
Yeah,
caps,
similar-
it does tend to crap out on.
Yeah, similar
Yes.
to Nightbot.
Yeah.
For any of you who are coming over from RQ or RQ related streams.
Indeed. So yes, it's not personal, but it doesn't like all caps. So many apologies there. We are currently playing Cyberpunk Red, which is set in 2045, halfway between the classic Cyberpunk 2020 and the video game Cyberpunk 2077. Is in the same continuity as both. So we're playing in Night City, which used to be a very nice big corporate city and now is a rebuilding city with a big nuclear hole in the middle.
Yeah.
So that's where we are at the moment. So you are all welcome.
Unfortunately, you have just come in after the recap.
Yeah, well done. Well done. The timing is
The
absolutely
timing was
impeccable.
perfect, yeah.
Was amazing there, but yes,
Yes.
we are going to be looking at some. You are just in time, however, for the pièce de résistance of this stream.
God. It's not that good. No, it's only 5 minutes and it's not that good. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So
The stake is being raised now.
if you all come to me, like, tell me what you have discovered, then yeah, Electrum will work with Hideo to rig up something. Because like between us, our tech skills should be good enough to put something together. Do you want any kind of role for that, or?
To be honest, no. It's redistributing the signal so it will go simultaneously to everybody's either Cyber Eyes or Braindance rig.
Is there any chance you can just route it to a screen and a speaker?
You cannot convert Braindance to normal video images.
Yeah.
That's something I actually did check up on, and that's a word of God. Actually, it's a word of Cody if you want to get picky. May even be a word of Mike.
I'm not entirely convinced that plugging something into all our heads at the same time is a good idea.
Electrum assures you it is safe. However, you are perfectly welcome to sit this one out if you feel that it is going to interfere with your own implant.
Well, I'll
or-
stand guard. Maybe I'll watch it later.
No, I see. You'll catch it on VOD.
Alright.
Oh.
VOD.
VOD?
Yes. Yeah.
Seriously though, out of
VOD.
character, the
BD,
Braindance will lock out our normal senses, won't it? So all 6 of us in a room,
Oh,
all
no.
completely oblivious, might not be the best idea.
That's,
It's that scene from the Red Dwarf episode where they get hit by the hypno squid
Yes.
and all emerge from that
Yes.
that device.
Very much. I am, by the way, looking at the followers as new people decide they like us enough to give us a go. You are very welcome. Generally, I interact more with chat, but you lot have scared me. And I do
reality,
appreciate
thank you,
it.
Luke.
Yeah,
I've forgotten the name.
Just an absolute blanket. Thank you. Right. So I think it's reasonable then to assume that everyone but Max can watch it, and then Max can watch it after. So I can give you the same info. So you can indeed gen it up. And
Actually, what I will also do is I will run an interpretive feed so that it generates the transcript and sends it to all our agents at the same time.
Yep, ironically, because I will be subtitling this for the YouTube upload because I have a complete transcript for it. And it just seems to make sense. So, Fish, if you would like to do the honours then.
Right, hopefully the sound should come through okay.
Yep.
Testing. Test.
Yep.
Patrice, display signal strength. Okay. Ben Lucas, recording 3. Come in.
Oh. Hello again, Jemima.
What do you need today, sir?
The usual. Good listener. I paid downstairs.
Certainly. Please, help yourself to a drink. Right. Oh, honey, you look like you've had a tough day. Want to tell me about it?
I paid for confidentiality, right? That's how this works.
Of course. That's our policy.
I know I always ask, but I need to know. You're the only one I can trust. The only one who won't judge me.
You can rely on me. I'm here for you.
Okay, that's good. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm a good guy, you know? I'm not a criminal. I just wanted to take over the company, slot right in where my pops was, and carry on from there. Not too much to ask, right?
Not too much at all.
But there's not so many offices to clean now. Not so many real shops and the bars. There's dust everywhere, making a mess, making mud. And nobody cares. No pride in their work these days.
Oh, that is so true.
So like I said, we were in trouble. The rent included protection fees, but then the gang we paid got flatlined. No refunds.
Oh, that's terrible.
I tried to keep the crew together, you know, but they got families to look after too. Protection to pay. Some guys were suggesting we start klepping from old clients. Ones with shit worth taking. It's getting harder to keep them in line.
That must be incredibly hard for you.
Then we got a white knight. Riding up out of nowhere, yeah. A real white knight. Came to us, wanting our expertise as a cleanup crew. Thought they meant, you know, cleaning up.
Well, that's good, I think.
You're not recording this, right?
No. No, Ben, I'm not recording this.
Well, I realized what they meant by cleaning first time they called us to a rat hole full of blood and bits. Standing there with sacks and buckets, picking up pieces of booster gangers and mopping their fluids. Can't turn it down. It's work. And the guys, well, they were happy to get paid. So we did it again. And again. No questions, just get the address, go there, get it done. Sick, but you can get used to anything.
You do what you can.
Now, though, because we got good at it, they moved us up the food chain. Now we're the ones who clean the scum. Both ends. Get rid and clean up after. Full service. Well, they deserve it, I reckon. But I don't know the eddies are enough. Not enough to stare down a sight and turn someone to paste or beat them until they shatter.
I'm sure you're a good man.
The boys don't have much trouble. Well, they get paid. But I always make sure it's me does the final blow, final shot. They can break legs, but I'll break the necks. I'm the boss.
And I know they are grateful. You're a good leader.
Last one? He went down hard. Some maelstrom rat. We got lucky. Shattered something expensive. He started squealing, but took a long time to die. Then we dumped him in the harbor, like so much garbage.
That must be very hard for you.
The boys, I think they enjoyed that. Drac was grinning. Just don't feel right.
You've got a lot of good inside you.
Don't know what I'd do without you to talk to, Jemima. You understand me. I need that.
I appreciate that. I like talking to you too.
Time's moving. Crew will be looking for me.
Business is business. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah, safe word, yeah. Avocado.
Safe word accepted.
I paid already, yeah?
Yes, you already paid. That's fine.
Yeah, okay. I'll see you, Jemima.
Goodbye, sir. Thank you. Who that?
Right.
Oh my.
Well,
I like the noise at the end.
Yeah, the noise at the end was amazing.
Yes.
Your
Well, the
connection has
static-
been terminated.
The static of the little blips.
The little flip.
I had fun with them. I had fun with it. I wanted something just so it didn't just kind of fray. Yeah, I have provided a transcript to the players, which does include the visuals on what they just saw, because it isn't just audio.
Okay.
So
it's a full sensory experience.
it is. Basically, they just experienced, and you all did just experienced a blow to the head
Right. Okay.
at the end. No, you don't have to keep track. It requires soothing but also unsettling voice to say validating things to you. Maybe I should actually start venting my voice out for that.
You do have a very good GM voice for that, Rod.
Evil. So, yes. If you guys need it, you can indeed pull up the BD for that.
Huh.
Which window are you going to open in? Oh, you're going to open over there today. Okay, that's cool.
Huh.
Which window are you going to open in? Oh, you're going to open over there today. Okay, that's cool.
For,
Fish, do you want to turn off?
yeah, I downloaded the transcript, which opened the stream while I was.
Oh, right.
It took me a moment to switch it off.
Okay. So, this is set in Hamble's room at the round window, which is the doll house. Dolls are, for those who don't know, dolls are people who have a chip in their heads that allows them to be pre-programmed with specific actions, specific personalities, and to have no memory of their actions while under the influence. They're used for people who want specific things. Quite often they're used just as sex toys, but it's not exclusive. If you've got a doll, you can basically control them. So, just before... Oh, whoops, I didn't actually put that in the transcript. Oops. hang on one more. I can edit that. Just before the door knocks, she shoves her backpack under the bed.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that the just before the first knock or the?
Yeah, just before the first knock.
Right. Okay.
So,
And Aunt Jemima was one of the identities that she had set up in her room, correct?
Jemima is...
Jemima.
Yeah, Jemima is indeed one of her identities.
You're continuing to mine
Yeah,
the source
theme here.
I am, yes.
For the names, yeah.
Yeah. Don't ask about Big Ted and Little Ted. That's just beyond the realms of this stream.
I don't think I want to know.
And
I
Humpty.
thought they were the guys running security at the round window.
Or either that, or sometimes the walls are not soundproof, and it sometimes bleeds through into
No, and then just worry about Humpty. So, yes, Ben, the guy who comes in, is a large, fit-looking bloke, but that sort of big fitness, the whole practical thing, lifts heavy things a lot, but not in a gym.
Yeah.
Dressed in a cheap suit. You heard, I hope, key presses when he was pouring himself a drink. What you saw was her going to the doll terminal and not logging in, but just randomly tapping buttons on the keypad.
We already knew she hasn't actually used the doll.
Electrum, and Electrum points that out. Like, the strange thing is, so you all saw that she went to the terminal and didn't actually log in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We noticed when we went there and searched, she hadn't used the doll console for a year.
That doesn't surprise me because there's no doll chip in her head.
Yeah.
She's not a doll.
No, she's a fake.
She
It's a neat trick if you can get people to believe you.
Then something very strange is happening at the round window.
Or perhaps just in Jemima's room.
I can't believe, from what I know of these places, I can't believe that they would entertain somebody working there not logging in for this long without them knowing.
That's an interesting question, isn't it?
However, that might be actually outside of the remit of what we might potentially get paid for. However,
Still not sure what we're getting paid for at all.
At the end of the Braindance, there is the large bang on the door after Ben leaves, and it slides open, and there are multiple men in cheap suits, which Hamble didn't have much chance to see because basically a fist came straight at the side of her face, and that's when it all went floopy, and the whole thing went down, and the connection was lost.
Okay.
Similar outfits to the ones that were sifted through the dumpster outside.
Very similar, yeah. Very similar.
So, while you can't necessarily output to like Braindance media to traditional like video media or something, is it possible to pull like images or get a reconstitution of an image? Like if you wanted to pull a screenshot, effectively. Yeah,
I don't. Yeah.
Or could I do that? Could I do that with a check of some kind?
Yeah, I'm just opening the thing.
Yeah, how does I suppose it's not something that they would have gone super into detail with. Is it something that's like broadcasted directly into your brain?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Or
it goes through the neural link.
Okay.
So the data from the chip, from the recording, would be interpreted by the neural interface in your head and sent directly into your brain. But if you've got a piece of hardware interpreting that data, then theoretically you can use that to siphon off some of the an appropriate data stream and just take out the visual, maybe.
And furthermore, I don't know how advanced the Braindance technology is at this point, but in Cyberpunk 2077,
It's really
part
advanced.
of the story, you have access to Braindance coding and changing and pulling information out.
Yeah, you basically get given access to an editing suite there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's not like an editing suite, given that Electrum has skills in both cybertech and electronic security tech. If we're at the point where Braindance editing is something that can be done, he likely has a basic ability to do so.
Right, I would like, in that case...
A cybertech?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Oh, let me grab my dice.
And
I should probably get my dice too.
Radical concept.
Yeah, exactly.
Called dice.
How do the assistance rules work? Because being somewhat versed in cybertech, I can give some backup.
Yep. If you can make a DC 15 check, that will give a bonus to Chrono's roll.
Okay, I'll wait for you to do that then.
DC 15. So basically, don't roll a 1, yeah?
Largely, yeah.
19.
Okay.
Cool. And that's going to... Are you going to tell me what bonus I get? Or...
I believe it's +4, but I will check. Make the roll and I'll...
Sure. Ooh. Oh, that was so close. The 23.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I rolled a
problem.
9, so...
Oh, God. Yeah, not a problem. Between the two of you, that's absolutely fine. You can pull up a Hamble's eye view of the guys in the door.
Sure.
You can pick out the clearest frame, effectively.
Cool. What I then want to do is run searches for. Well, first ask if any of the people who went on, so like Max, Naboo, or Hideo, if they recognise the guys, sir.
Right.
Do we?
I would like you to roll me. I think it's going to be perception.
Can I cheat and just say that I took photos of my cyber eye?
No.
Because it's bypassing the cyber, it's never going through that system.
Oh, where's perception? I can't find anything on this. Oh, there we go. Okay. And D10?
D10? Yep.
Thank you.
D10
Been a
plus
while.
stat. No, that's fine. D10
Okay.
plus stat plus skill.
Okay. Okay, plus stat plus skill. Okay, 13.
Okay.
I didn't do much better. I got 14.
Okay. And Max.
I appear to have a frozen fishy.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Is he frozen? Oh,
Slightly.
he is.
I'm trying to remember the name of the brand of frozen fish, and I can't
He's
remember
moving.
anything.
No, he's moving for me.
Because.
Fish, you appear to be frozen for everybody else.
Okay.
Oh right.
Occasionally.
Okay.
Okay.
No, you're back there.
I think Fish was just sitting really, really
Frozen or
still,
just
like I
staying
have
very
to
still.
do. Yeah.
Trying not to be seen.
Yes.
That's what it is. Yes. The first rule: don't stand up.
Yes.
I think
Fish,
as soon as anyone commented on him holding still, he just sat there holding still more.
Fishy.
Would I do a thing like that?
Perception check for Max, please.
You want a perception check from
Yeah.
Max? Okay. Forcing me to actually get my dice out, not just pick them up.
God.
Although, to be honest, with these dice, I can just pick them up just to work out.
Yep.
I mean, I could just pick my dice up.
Yeah.
I need a new dice bag of some kind.
Can you recommend
These ones
we
are
got
cool.
them from? They are actually.
What is my perception skill?
I just got a 10 for one set to use when playing with you guys.
Oh, actually.
So that's a
completely
total of 20. That's assuming that my threat awareness doesn't count.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Because obviously this is a standard situation, and as I've already established in standard situations, I've put all 4 points of my solo ability into threat awareness, or whatever it's called.
2 of them you recognise for certain from the alleyway.
Right, cool.
You recognise the one you shot.
Yeah, but I only shot him a little bit.
And you recognise the one who appeared to be in charge and didn't put his gun down.
Yeah, that's the one I should have shot.
The other 2, unfortunately, were in movement sufficiently that Hamble didn't get a proper look at them. With the result that the features are too blurred. You would have needed to roll much, much better.
So if I'm interpreting the conversation correctly, it kind of sounds like Ben's been the victim of a hostile takeover from within his own organisation here.
It does sound like it, yes.
I don't like this. This isn't Electrum. This is Anil. It's. I think that the other reading I was getting was that it's if Ben is being inverted commas honest, either he's been talking, he realizes this is the last session that he's going to have with Jemima, and so he had his men, the rest of his crew basically waiting outside in order to come in, and then right, I've unburdened myself, and now I'm going to get rid of the only person who knows what I have done. So that he took out the hit on Jemima rather than because
this isn't the first time he's done it. Why would he do that now? This is it's billed at the beginning as recording 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy who almost like the mob boss who unloads himself on multiple occasions, right? Okay, now I've got to do something. I'm drawing a line under everything. But yeah. In which case,
the other thing that makes me think he's suffered from an internal hostile takeover is the fact that the way he talks about it, about him being the guy who finishes them off. Very much seemed to be looking after his crew. Why was he not in the alley looking for the bag?
Yeah, there is unless he's the one now, because it looks like his dad was either in charge or high up in the company. Because he says, "I just wanted to take over the company, slot right in where my pops was, and carry on from there." So.
From what we know about the company, based on the van logo, the way I'm interpreting this is that he took over the cleaning company, the one with the dodgy logo from his father.
Dodgy.
He wanted
ran out of business, and suddenly found that they had this alternate sideline that they were offered.
Well, this is
shifted to a different form of cleaning.
Well, this is where, presumably from their White Knight, who we believe to be Arasaka. Because obviously we worked out the holding company trail for the Lemon Soaked Cleaning Company.
Can I have, and this is for Naboo.
Oh God. You're getting me back for that.
Yeah.
Chatting. Okay, fine.
Can I please have? It's going to be. Let's see.
Lord.
So I'm just trying to decide which is the least one you're likely to have. No, I'm not that evil. Can you please? It's going to be another perception check because it's basically memory.
Okay, and that is convenient because I still remember where that is on my character sheet. And are we reading zeros as 0 or 10?
0 is 10.
So yay, that means
and it explodes.
yes. Oh, okay. So plus the bit is 22, and then a 628.
Nice.
Whoa. Okay. Linked to the guy laughing when he said about a White Knight company. They were taken over by a group called company called White Knife.
Ah. Knife, not okay.
Yeah,
I'd also like you to lower your sights a bit. Arasaka are not cleaning up mob bosses and gangers from the streets of Night City. That's what subsidiaries are for. This doesn't go all the way up.
No, but like, so we know Lemon Soap Cleaning Company is currently a subsidiary of White Knife Office Services, who are wholly owned by the hardware people. Subsidiary of PFG Professional Services. PFG listed as having gone under and acquired by Arasaka.
Yes.
So whatever orders are coming are unlikely coming directly from Arasaka at this level. Although the fact that they have taken out a local Maelstrom boss is
yeah, but that's just a piece of community service.
Yes.
No, this is not community service. What this is, almost certainly, is part of the reconstruction of Night City. Some company owned by Arasaka will want to be building on a site that
Mm.
guy's little patch of Maelstrom had claimed. So they needed to be removed to free the area up so that it can be rebuilt.
That's the plot. That's the plot of one of the Yakuza games.
I can say I've never played a Yakuza game.
No, I know. It's just there is a Yakuza game. I can't remember exactly which one, which all hinges around this like small plot of land and who owns it.
I just want to remind everybody that if you take away the technology, Cyberpunk is noir.
Yeah.
So you can drop Philip Marlowe or the Continental Detective Agent into any Cyberpunk plot, and they will work absolutely fine. And I think that's what we've got here. We've got there's money in real estate, particularly when you're rebuilding an entire city.
Yep.
Indeed.
I would like to remind people, because this was in episode 1, and it was a while ago, that in the scream sheets there was information about a Maelstrom ganger called Dripfeed, a Maelstrom boss called Dripfeed, who was pulled out of the bay.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Oh.
Now we know how he got there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Then what I will do is, since I'm not going to necessarily run the search on, because if people didn't recognise the guys, I was going to run a local search for images. But since they recognise who the crew are, I won't bother doing that. What I will do is I will run a search for Ben Lucas, and see if that and particularly in connection with Lemon Soap Cleaning Company.
Okay, so you've got access basically to social media, the screen sheets, without hitting up anyone's specific network. And she says, hope to God you don't hit up anyone's network, because I haven't written it yet. It's designed like a dungeon bash. It's quite fun. So...
Is it still using the Data Fortress ideas from 2020?
Essentially, kind of. You work your way down levels.
Yeah, they call it an elevator in this.
Yeah, you have information on each floor, and you can either password or brute force your way round, but ice is in there and it does have to be combated, so you do have to defeat them with your programs, or you can try and slide past them and stealth your way through. And of course, if you're then leaving, you do have to come all the way up past the things that you slid past if you didn't flatten them. So it's an interesting way of doing things. I haven't yet written one up, but it looks reasonable.
Also, net architectures are expensive, so they are only going to be in the places that are,
net architectures are they're pricey, But, you know, there are people working for favours, and there is the
Yeah.
equivalent of favour out there.
And
So,
there's always, the stock elements that you can
Yeah.
pick up from whatever the Night City equivalent of Humble Bundle is.
Or
Essentially, yeah.
and somebody had cobbled together something.
yeah. I mean, the internet is no longer a thing, but, you know, there's people sharing the equivalent of flash drives in bars, which are completely
Yep.
safe and totally normal.
It now means that you host a file to someone.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually have to rely on, you know, taking it there or sending it to there. This is why couriers are actually worth their money.
Mm.
Okay.
So yeah, do you want a library search check then?
Yes, please.
Okay. I might have to start bolstering my library search actually.
I think I
You
might
get
have.
+2 if you have an agent, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
that
much everybody
is
does.
17 now.
Okay.
Okay. Right, you can find a post on Ben Lucas's own page in the data pool. It's an old one, and it's him shaking hands with, well, oldish, and it's him shaking hands with a guy in a much, much nicer suit. And saying, and his post is, so proud to have saved my guys' jobs.
Okay, so presumably this is when they got taken over.
Looks like.
Yeah, probably by White Knife. Yeah. Okay.
If you're also looking up Lemon Soak,
Mm-hmm.
there is, of course, a trading address.
Yeah.
They do have an address.
Ooh.
Which is, because, you know, they have offices. They have, not an office, is officers, office. English, Linda, your second language today.
And we also know that there is another van. Actually, now this is something I can't remember because I wasn't at last session. Do we know? We do know that there are two vans with their logo on it, a black one and a white one. Or am I making that up?
That sounds right.
Okay.
As far as I can remember.
Honest comment. I got the colour wrong.
Okay.
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 It was supposed to be a black one. For
Right,
some
okay.
reason, I initially said it was white, and then in session 2 I said it was black.
Okay, cool. No, happy with that.
Monochrome one.
Perfectly happy with.
So I
accidental retcon.
apologise.
Yeah. Mhm.
I
Okay.
apologise for that.
Okay.
Oh, no worries. That means that Max has their only known mode of transportation. So, yay.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think you should apologize because that's one van that we can no longer steal now.
Vehicles in red, I need to emphasise, especially for people not familiar with Cyberpunk as a whole, and maybe for the audience as well. Vehicles in red are rare. It's really hard to get hold of new ones because all the transport links are balked. Any new vehicles coming into Night City are coming in via nomads.
Yeah.
They're coming in via the containers nomads have acquired from ships at sea, which were either wrecked or emptied halfway across an ocean during the corporate wars. Or, they're being imported on very small transporters coming down from Canada or up from Mexico. It's not easy to get hold of new vehicles. So where people have vehicles, keeping them running and keeping them in good nick is a priority for them. Because they're not easy. It's not like, it isn't like 2077 where the roads are packed.
Yeah.
It's just the logistics are not there, and there aren't any car plants in Night City. Corpos have the cars. They can fly them in.
I had a mental image of a tree that grew cars as roots for a second there.
That is amazing.
Biotechnica would like your address now because they only want to talk.
It's because people say money doesn't grow on trees, and then you said car plants, and they kind of overlapped in my head.
Because the interesting thing about money doesn't grow on trees is that paper money, well, where the hell else does it grow?
Sorry,
Technically, like American paper money has cotton in it.
Yeah,
So.
made out of linen.
Yeah.
And a lot of countries now are using plastics, but if you go to traditional paper money, of course it grows on trees.
Fish, could you do me a small favour and move your mug back in from the edge of the table? It's just that every time the cat stretches,
Every time the cat moves, everything on the table shifts this way. Yeah.
In which case, what I will then do is is there a name given for the guy that he is shaking hands with?
Let me check. Nope, that's the wrong file. I've got 16 files open. It's fine.
You know, I'm actually far more approving of Max stealing that van, knowing what I know about vehicles.
Jeffrey Hamilton.
Okay, I will then do a search for Jeffrey Hamilton. Check, presumably.
Yep.
That is 19.
Right. You can find him listed as a management contact for White Knife. But literally that's it. You can find it on the public public staff register on their advertising.
Okay. I relayed that information back to everybody, and then I would probably suggest talking to Hamble.
Looking forward to this conversation.
Like addressing the group. Still don't know exactly where we're going to get our money from, but
oh, that's easy. She was obviously going to blackmail him. Now we've got the data. If the man's still alive, we blackmail him.
Well, I will leave that to persuasions then.
Or we, and I suggest we potentially agree numbers now. Simply give the woman a bill for our services that includes recovery from the site of her initial injury, saving her life, initial visit to attempt to recoup her belongings, which ensued in a gunfight, whereupon you of course expended ammunition that needs to be recovered. The subsequent trip, again, travel costs involved, to the dollhouse to recover her equipment. That all
recovery fee based on estimated value of goods.
There was also danger while we were at the dollhouse because someone showed up that wanted to cause some problems while we were there.
I was thinking somewhere in the region of 10,000 should be enough to cover our expenses for the expeditions and work.
I will.
Problem with that is she ain't got 10,000, does she?
Well, she may not
We
have
don't know
10,000 yet. So.
She doesn't have anything because she doesn't have her equipment, her gear, or her identity yet. Once she has access to the dollhouse and everything that goes with it, yes, she probably does have that. People that pay for this kind of service don't pay peanuts.
They don't pay that much, though.
They probably don't pay peanuts because there's a lot of people that are allergic to those.
Look, I can carry on working. I carry on working on this if there's anything more that we can glean. But without any further directions, our alternatives are present Hamble with this, or potentially go looking for Ben Lucas. But that seems wildly out of our remit right now.
Well, without the funds to look for him, yeah.
Or just cause reason.
We're not police.
You know who does pay?
No.
Night City PD do pay finder's fees. I will also mention that there's a gang who lost their boss who
No,
may or may
Yes.
not have
Electrum
some
doesn't-
eddies.
Electrum doesn't want to go anywhere near Maelstrom or
Mhm.
NCPD, to be quite honest.
Maelstrom are likely to pay you in
Yes.
ways you don't want to be paid. Thank you for that. As a reward, here's some
Oh, yeah.
cyberware.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like Electrum is a cyberware aficionado and definitely is in the market for some more. Not in the way that Maelstrom
Yeah.
is proselytizing.
Yes, Maelstrom.
And quite isn't in the
Um,
dictionary there, is it?
Yeah.
No.
I want
non-con.
I want a cyber arm and a good quality cyber deck. I just don't want to come with a replacement faceplate.
Yes, and Naboo is definitely in favor of pursuing the investigation because, if nothing else, it would be good to. It makes good copy.
It's a story, yeah.
It is Naboo, in fact. I will tell you, you could probably sell this not just to the Scream Sheets. You might be able to sell this to the network.
Sweet.
And next session, Electrum's going to come back with like full Terminator mode. Like, as of this update, all previous forms of humanity are no longer supported.
You will be upgraded.
Oh no! Any number of new Doctor Who with the Cybermen.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Come back with a Bluetooth headset, we worry.
Dandelion's all in for investigating because, one, if nothing else, something to write songs about, and two, can't leave my friends hanging without me around.
Well, and
I mean, if you all want to go and investigate, I'll come with you. Let's face it, someone's going to have to patch you back together again. It better be me.
Right.
So, I suggest that some people go and talk to Hamble, see what she thinks the next course of action is, or how she's going to get us paid.
Right.
And I can probably keep working on the BD and see if there's any more info I can pull out of it. But see if there is anything in the recording. See if there's anything else in the recording, encoding or anything like that.
Okay. Network 54, by the way, is the one that you would ideally be aiming at for Naboo.
okay.
They are News 54 is on the same bandwidth, the same frequency anywhere in the country.
Ooh.
They have monopolised the entire bandwidth. Getting a 30-second section on there would boost your audience.
Fabulous.
Uh,
A way of getting you up from 4 to 5 roll ability.
Do Maelstrom have their own news network? Do they have a Third Eye News? Apologies to anyone who does not know the Slay Industries game.
Okay. I tend to think of it as more like big time television from Max Headroom, but that's probably too cute though.
Tune in to Network 54 at any given moment. You might see one of these fine programs. Cooking with Kibble, The Elflands Online, The Chronicles, Hot Zone Divers, La Pasión Dorada. Something that CAD is aware of, but if you're looking to put Hamble back on her feet, you're going to need to know is you do not have the equipment to fully repair her cyberware. Basically, her Braindance recorder got pried out with a screwdriver. And it's not such a simple matter as simply plugging the wires back in and hoping that the connections work.
Oh.
Dang.
So, you are in need of a quantum nanite magnesium interface tip.
Quantum nanite.
It has quantum in the title. It
Yes.
sounds very scientific.
It does.
Got to be sciencey, yeah.
Yes. To bridge the blood-brain barrier. Now, those normally, they'll come on little rolls, like caps. But you haven't got any. Or are you sure you bought some? But you're damned if you can find them. So
Sorry, quantum nanite magnetic interface tip.
Quantum nanite magnesium interface tip.
Magnesium.
Isn't quantum nanite a bit redundant?
No, quantum nanites are the
Both just
really
mean
small
very
ones.
small.
The half the
Clearly a
size of a
brand name.
regular nanite.
Yes, quantum is capitalised. It's actually quantum TM. I mean,
I
you
just
wouldn't
don't
want.
remember what the actual quantum company produces now.
Yay, that's correct. Thanks for joining, indeed. So, you want to get that repaired? You are looking at a night market.
Okay, to be fair, quantum do networks. So
Yep. So, heading up to see Hamble then. Go. What are you going to say to her?
I wasn't sure if we'd actually agreed on what we were going to say
Well,
yet, so we were
yeah.
sort
You
of heading
haven't
up that
yet.
way yet.
they're gonna say words.
I was thinking interpretive dance, but no.
We're gonna
I
charade the whole
really
like
don't think
brain
Hamble
dance
would
thing.
get the whole interpretive dance now.
I don't know, artistic type. She might.
Maybe.
If you fix her up, then she can at least go back to making money.
And if we fix her up,
Ah,
not only can she go back to making money, but she can be paying off what she owes us over time.
Assuming that it's safe for her to go back to work, of course.
How
That
you're
would be
siding
another
with a
job that we can
blackmailer.
also charge for.
Yeah.
So the
Because
situation is, Hamble is clearly intending to blackmail Ben Lucas.
I don't think that's a
Yeah.
go anymore.
You don't know what's happened to Ben Lucas. You don't know if anything has happened to Ben Lucas. You
But
don't
we know that something happened to Hamble, and it seems to have been, what happened to Hamble seems to have been Ben's crew.
Yes.
So
Whether or not
Yeah.
Ben was involved with Ben's crew at time is also
I
whatever
just-
again.
I just spent the last 15 minutes rereading the transcript, and the way that the end of it reads, Ben Lucas was actually trying to stay ahead of his crew.
I know he said that. I just don't know whether or not I believe him.
Fair.
I will give you this for free. That may be down to my writing. The impression I was intending to give was more along the lines of he's doing something dodgy doing something on his lunch break.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
I interpreted that as being right. Well, I've got to get going because the crew's waiting for me. We've got to go and do a job.
Sure.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, happy to go with that interpretation.
He was upset that his crew seemed to be enjoying the work more and more.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely doesn't seem to.
And he
He
doesn't
does- he
seem
does-
to enjoy it.
Yeah, he's not relishing the direction because he says he was talking about this being like there are like the company was a traditional cleaning company. Like they cleaned offices, they cleaned spaces. They didn't clean up. Euphemism intended.
I think it seems like Drac in particular from the crew had got rather too into their new work, and Ben wasn't comfortable with it. But
And
I
maybe
think the
would be-
crew maybe were, which is why I'm thinking that maybe
Yeah.
Ben's no
I'm
longer
with
in
Fish, I'm with
charge.
Fish on that.
Because I think they probably had to change some of the crew as well. Because if you're switching from we are cleaning offices to we are cleaning offices,
Yeah.
you need a certain different kind of muscle for for that. But yeah,
Eddies are eddies.
yeah.
Indeed, they are.
I need those to build a tank.
Are you proposing that we become a cleanup crew?
I mean, we're not already.
On
No,
the
we have-
subject of Eddies being Eddies, by the way, I mean, if you guys want protection while you're looking into all this, my standard rate is 100 Eddies a day.
That is fair. I was going to say, yeah, we are not quite. I don't think we are quite turning this into Viscera cleanup detail. The RPG. Yeah. Although,
We've got the van now. We could always take over their business.
You want the bleach as well.
I just imagine, you know that
become the hostile takeover.
the Power Wash Simulator game that's become trendy recently.
Oh gosh.
I'm just imagining that in Cyberpunk now.
More blood.
Okay.
We could throw this whole thing off and just say screw it to the hospital part of it, and just our job is to go in and clean up.
And that would be a wonderful source for undercover investigations submitted anonymously
Yeah,
under a
if we
pseudonym.
get paid to take out Maelstrom guys and then
Yeah.
clean up, and
And
then
then-
we sell on their cyberware.
And then we write exposés about what they've been doing anonymously, safely.
Yes, their names
But-
have been changed to protect the terribly guilty.
Yes. So, okay. That could be doable.
Dret's making faces. I don't think that she enjoys this idea.
I don't think this is where she anticipated the scenario going. No.
I have a list of how many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Uh-oh.
5. I have 6 options as to what you can do with this recording.
Oh, interesting.
So if you've got 6, you must be expecting us to come up with at least 4 more that
Yeah.
you hadn't thought of.
I've also got the consequences down for each of those 6
Interesting.
because nothing goes consequence free in this city.
All right, so I know where Max is thinking on this. Whatever we do, if we want backup, he's charging us 100 a day.
I need money.
Uh,
I've got to get a
well.
gig.
but we have Max and Naboo have sort of an understanding of trading protection for information. So
Yeah,
is
that's
that-
true. Yeah.
okay.
You do get a discount.
a discount. Fine. Well, then the information provided will also reflect that.
This is just Max being clear that we need to pay him, even though he wants to hang out with us.
I mean, we
I'm very
all
fond of you,
need to
you
get-
know, but I do need to keep kibble on
Yeah,
the table,
yeah.
and
Totally
I don't
understand.
have to worry so much about roof overhead now. I can sleep in van. So that helps.
Altruism is all well and good, but it doesn't.
I'll tell you what, yeah,
put
I've got a van out of it. I'll give you 2 days for van.
Actually, Electrum then looks up from his agent. I could actually tell you how much that van is actually worth. 2 days does seem a little limited. But that's with a wry smile on his face, actually.
I
One of
nicked
the
it in
few
first
you
place.
see,
It's not like you own the van.
It's not like you own the van either.
Excuse you.
I
You
do now.
Possession
van.
is 9/10 of law.
I think it may even be 9.5 of the law in Night
Yes.
City. Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, that's a good point. You picked lock for me, didn't you? So
I'd rather that religious look you bumped into deal with possession. That'd be interesting.
It depends on who's doing the possessing, I believe.
I mean, Hideo's the one that got it running, right?
Oh,
Can we talk less about
Yes.
the van and finances and what we're going to say to Hamble? Because honestly,
what?
Yeah,
What do you mean
Electrum
it's hard?
puts it-
honestly,
Rob, we
that
don't
woman
do
is
this
taking
here.
up space in the surgery. I need to clear her out so I can get some genuine paying patients in, if we ever get any.
Okay, if you want her out and earning, you're going to need to repair her.
Yeah.
For that, you're going to need the gizmo. And for that, you're going to need a night market.
Can I
And
not
for that,
do a
we're gonna
rig
need
of like
Eddies.
semi-functional replacement that
Well,
doesn't
you-
actually function?
you're not necessarily going to need eddies. Night City operates these days primarily on a barter economy.
It does.
So what you're going to need is things of value that you can take to the night market to trade, either for eddies, the eddies that you need, or for the items that you need.
A valuable blackmail BD, for example.
We might want to
Can you
hold
get
on to
a
that.
van for a railgun?
One doll
Yeah.
slightly damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth some money.
Wow.
I'm just imagining this exchange being like, look, if you give me that part, I can give you a fully repaired doll.
Yes.
Hmm.
Obviously, it wouldn't just be that part. It would be that part plus other things, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worth a bit more.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, Night City, not the most moral place in the world.
No,
Never was.
I mean, most PCs are not the most moral, but
Nope.
we are all doing what we can to survive.
Exactly.
So, but I think we also need to know what Hamble wants to do next, because that probably will also inform our what we do with
Well,
like
we
what we
already
do
know
with the
Hamble wants
BD
to get
or
back to work. She's already said
Wow.
that to us.
yeah.
Imagine asking someone for their own personal intentions.
Hamble also claims to be a doll.
Freaky.
Yes, but we know that that's not true, and that's also blackmail. Well, either blackmail information for her.
Honestly, I think one of you lot needs to talk to her and put this stuff across, because I'm not the best one to do that.
Somebody who actually has cool needs to talk to her.
Somebody
All
who's used
right,
to talking
all
to
right.
people and maybe
I'll come talk.
Naboo and Dandelion are the best bet overall.
My cool is 6.
Cool is 6 too. How is that high? Oh my god.
Mine is
Why?
4.
Oh.
And not to mention the skills that we put stuff into related to social.
Yes.
Because
I have no social.
Okay.
Like I have no
same.
real social skills.
You were just
My-
about to
my
sit there and go,
persuasion-
I have no social skills, weren't you?
my persuasion is
That works for
12. My
not true.
personal grooming is 9.
me. So you can go in looking suave as anything and talk
I'm
about
quite
teeth
happy
off.
with that. Your personal grooming's only one better than Max's.
Nice.
I have no personal grooming, so okay. Well, my conversation is 8. So
My conversation is 11.
Then I vote that you take the lead.
Yeah.
Or
I did make this
can-
character to be a social character. Hence
Yeah.
the whole-
Yes.
So that's the thing. It's like
Okay, persuasion is 11 for me, but I can maybe go in and do backup and take notes, but
Yeah, it works. I don't take any notes, so it's way better if someone else is doing it.
indeed. And at least this way we know that they will be spelled correctly.
Either
I
way.
don't think that Dandelion's spelling is.
Well,
How about if
the
while
highest
you two
point,
go
or
and talk
their
to Hamble, how about if we go and try and find this tip? Electrum, you and I could go find the tip.
I would request, because I would actually
we all go
prefer
together,
it
yeah.
be a group outing,
sure.
because it's
But
a
somebody
bit of a
needs to
biggie.
talk. But somebody does need to talk to a fixer to find a night marker.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect that is probably going to be Max's wheelhouse, unless night markets are something that we can just contact. Send a contact to.
I can presumably make a streetwise roll to.
Night markets
Try
are
and
the sort
find
of
a night
thing that
market.
fixers send edge runners to.
So is it that we require one of our contacts, basically?
Yeah.
But it's not the only way to find a night market.
It's
Otherwise,
not.
the night markets really fail, don't they?
Yeah, it's not the only
We've
way
got
to
a
find.
super secret market. We're going to sell loads of stuff, but we won't tell anyone we're there.
It's not the only way to find stuff. Find a night market. The media, for example, has the ability to plug into the social media of the area and read the data pool, and may be able to locate where a night market is setting up.
Cool.
Some of them are regular recurrences. They're almost like your honest to god weekly markets. Some will be setting up for a couple of hours to flog what they've got, and then legging it. It does vary, but it's like going on social media and finding out that Aldi have got inflatable canoes. Middle of Lidl, that sort of thing.
In which case, while all of that is going on, the two things that Electrum is going to do then is scan do some more scanning on the Braindance, see if there's anything extra in there, anything secretly encoded or anything more that can be gleaned from that. And he will also send a message on his agent to Thundera, asking if he knows of any local night markets setting up imminently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, give me a mo.
For the purposes of in from the chat. Thundera is a character from my background. He is a fixer. He is the one who introduced Electrum to the Rack and Ruin, and had often called upon me for my hacking skills. He is the only fixer I have currently on my contacts list, because obviously I am not going to be contacting Morton Capamar. Bastard.
What is this thing you call a contact?
You've met.
I mean, there's a reason Max has no money.
Yeah.
He also has no contacts. He's in town and literally nobody knows him, and he's trying to get Black Ops missions. It's a bit difficult.
Cool.
His ops are so black, even the guys giving them don't know this.
And while you're doing the rest of the contact, I am going to take a quick break.
Okay. Right. Okay, so let's go with Dandelion and Naboo having a chat with Hamble.
Now, if only I could remember what I'm supposed to be chatting about.
Humble's what
Yeah.
what Humble wishes to do with regard to paying us back, leaving, staying here,
Getting repaired fully.
Yes, financing thereof.
How much?
Question. Are you
how much-
giving her back her chip?
The chip with the Braindance stuff on it?
Can we make a copy of that at all, or like pirate it onto a?
Yeah.
Making a
pirate onto
copy
another
should
chip,
be
You've got
yeah.
a chip. You should
Yes,
be able to
then-
just copy it straight across to a second chip.
Yeah, you need a chip reader.
Okay. Okay, then yeah, and I have I think I have 4 spare memory chips, so I'd like to dedicate at least one of those to making a copy.
Okay.
Copy of Braindance. That is got information on it?
Okay.
And then we can. Well, the thing is, the chip itself is, if she can't play it herself, she has no way of verifying that we're actually returning the chip that was hers to her, does she?
To be honest, all the chips look the same, and
Yeah.
she can watch it in the Braindance reader.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You can watch.
Okay,
you can
so
wear
even
a
without
Braindance
the-
headset.
Okay. An extra. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, you
Thank
don't have to have cyberware for Braindance. You
Yeah.
can just wear a squid, as they had it in Strange Days.
Yes. It's a wreath in this. Because, and this is something that's pretty much staying the same in 2077. It's the electronic band goes around the back of the head, lodges up on the temples.
Okay. Okay, excellent. So, as long as we've got a copy, then Naboo is perfectly fine with returning the chip to Hamble if she wants that. Presumably she does want it back.
Presumably. And I did put everything back into her bag just the way it was when I
Don't
found
forget
it.
the chip was in the compact.
Yes.
Yep.
So she doesn't necessarily know that we know that the chip's there, unless you tell her.
But I don't need the chip to tell me that she isn't actually a doll, because we figured that out before we discovered what was on the chip. The chip just confirms it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So-
love watching players tie themselves in absolute knots. It just means I don't have to come up with any plot for the rest of the damn game.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think since she will not necessarily realize that we've discovered the Braindance chip, I'm not averse to telling her that we have, but sort of holding that as an ace in the hole sort of card. Sort
It's an extra card in the deck for us to use.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Implying that you would use her blackmail chip as leverage?
Might do. Maybe. Just a little of blackmail. You know,
I mean,
as a
look,
treat.
if we leave her alone and she just pays us protection money every now and then not to share what we know.
Well, some of us are in the business of sharing what we know, especially when it can take down corporations or people who are doing nasty things.
I'm aware. I'm fully on board with that. But you also don't get your contacts killed by giving out where that information came from.
Oh, definitely not. No, that's why we have. Yeah, exactly. That's why we have anonymous sources.
In this case, Hamble would definitely be a source. Yes. I'm thinking Hamble does this with a number of different chaps and collects information. Chaps or chapettes or whatever.
Entities.
That's.
Yes.
People would cover it.
Well,
that's discriminatory against the AIs.
Yes.
AIs are illegal.
AIs are people too.
Oh, well, that doesn't mean they don't exist. They just don't have rights.
Yes,
but...
they may not be legal people, but they're still people.
Yep.
Yes.
Is that some of your birthday, Jen?
It is indeed. I have finally opened. This is the hop gin and watermelon can that folks
cool.
at Hind very kindly supplied me for my very recent birthday in the new champagne coupe that I got from my family.
That looks nice. I was going to say that's classy.
Because I realised that I didn't actually have any cocktail glasses here because they're all still in storage at Dad's. And I thought, right, I don't own champagne coupes, so I will get some.
Cool.
Chrono's partying like a corpo.
Yes.
Well,
and the fancy nails.
The fancy nails. I don't know if
they look cool.
See those. Yeah, like they are super chrome.
That's the time in the bottle one, right?
Sorry.
Is that the time in the bottle?
No, that is Shockwave.
Shockwave.
I haven't tried time in a bottle yet.
Yes, I like that. I like Shockwave. I wasn't sure, but having seen your photos, they actually look better than they do on the website.
Yeah, like it's a surprise because that by Refringence and Haze all look very similar, but I'm very pleased that I got this one.
Honestly, it's really hard to take pictures of fingernails and get them looking exactly as they look in real life.
I mean, I'm not a professional photographer.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that the watermelon does not overpower the gin. It is very, 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 very fragrant. And this will go down way too easily, so I should probably...
Hey, look, I checked.
I noticed you've taken like 4 sips in the middle of talking.
This seems quite reasonable.
The stream will be accompanied by drunk Chrono.
Yes.
I'm not averse to this.
Oh, you haven't seen Drunk Chrono yet.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Cyber Drunk Red.
Yeah. Tonight we are visiting the bar None, where we.
This is
can if you like.
Chrono alcohol review intermission.
Yeah.
So when we have a beach episode, it's going to be all of us actually drinking, and we're going to go to the bar None for that episode, correct?
We'll switch the Twitch category to hot tub pools and beaches.
Yeah. Oh, then okay. We definitely will need rescue otters, though. Then.
Yes.
I love the otter. I'm sorry.
No, I love the otters are the top thing in the hot tub category. That just really appeals to me.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, so Hamble.
Sorry, tangled up in my cord here. Okay. Yes, Hamble is indeed setting up, poking at the wreck of her agent.
Well, it's unfortunate that your agent's broken, but I got your kit here.
Oh, brilliant! Excellent.
It was. Unfortunately, you must have done a good job hiding it because your room was really, really, really torn up.
Oh.
And not by us.
Well, okay.
No.
Well, that's a bummer. Still, tidying. I can do tidying. That's fine.
Do you have any idea who might have done this to your quarters?
Not a clue.
Not a clue, huh?
No, I got jumped. From behind, and not a clue, I'm afraid.
Where did you get jumped again?
I think just outside my room. It's all a bit faded and fuzzy, you know. So you got my stuff, yeah.
Yep, I drop it on the cot next to her.
She'll start rooting through her bag. Oh, great! No, this is fantastic. You know, this stuff's expensive. She's pulling out the Ziploc bags with the different lingerie combinations in.
See, I knew she was going to be the kind of person that would itemize the entire backpack as soon as we gave it to her.
And pulls out her shoes. And these again. I do not want to know what I had to go through to get these. That took me a couple of months.
I bet. So I can't imagine it taking a whole couple of months working for the round window.
Round circle.
Well, see, everybody there's freelance, so at least they don't take too much of a cut. You just pay your room rent. They leave you alone.
And
they're good like that.
Admittedly, good shoes are somewhat... they do not come cheap.
No, they do not.
Much in the way that good medical care and hardware do not come cheap.
Yeah, I was wondering when you guys were going to sting me.
Well, it's not that we're stinging. It's just necessary to make up for costs and help you out, you know?
Yes.
So you'll take a, token contribution?
Yeah, let's think of it like that, yeah.
And we can work something out on the installment plan.
Installment plan?
If you prefer.
What, like 5 eddies a week or something?
I don't think Cad would be happy about that, no. What was it the Cad said? It's like, was it... No, seriously, did he estimate like 10,000 or 1,000?
He was ballparking 10,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone, honestly speaking, like, how much do we actually know, given that we've probably been doing this for a little while, for this thing, what are reasonable rates
right.
for this sort of thing?
Because we would be reasonable about it.
Yeah,
I mean, she's not community, so we would probably charge a little bit more than what we would do. Like, we probably do mates rates for community folk,
right?
Not like anybody outside of that.
Yeah, but also if there's, I mean, Naboo would be willing to trade some of her cut for what such as it is for information if Hamble is willing to be in ongoing contact.
I mean, the question is whether or not you reveal what we have.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
we'd have to reveal that before you could try and get that deal going.
Okay, hospital treatment would go from, depending on how complicated it is, from 50 to 1,000 EBS. Now, I remember the difficulty value I gave Knight, so you're looking at between 500 and 1,000 EBS.
Yep, I think 1,000 is what.
For context, a month of trauma team executive cover, which is the one where if you so much as sneeze wrong, they pitch up, kill everybody in your immediate vicinity, and carry you out in the arms of extremely built person of your choice. That's 1,000 a month.
Oh,
that's 1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Like,
so
if we're talking about like if we're realistically talking about like the treatment, the mere treatment would cost around 800 if they were at a hospital.
Yeah.
Knock a little bit off because it's we're not actually giving hospital level treatment. So 700 for things, and then estimating whatever costs we incurred on top of that, for recovery and things like that. I mean, out of character, I don't think we would be unreasonable asking for somewhere in the region of like 2.5. I think 10 is very much not something that Hamble has the capacity or the wherewithal to actively pay off in any space of time that actually gets us our money. Because that's the other thing that we have to realize.
I think there is an important question to be answered here, which is, can we really get anything like that kind of money out of this?
True.
If you look at the tables in the game for a job, you're looking at 500 eddies.
Yeah.
If you're looking at a hustle, and this logically would really classify as a hustle, you're looking at 1 to 200, and that's on the medtech level. Patching someone up after a firefight, 100 eddies. Sold cyberware from a failed medical case, 200 eddies. It's very little money coming in for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and honestly, technically we are doing a good thing, so trying to gouge her after the fact is not going to get us repeat business necessarily.
No, but
but taking a loss is also not very good for business.
I'm not talking about taking a loss.
In fact, I think a better example, did a major medical procedure for a very well-healed client, 200 eddies.
Yeah,
at the level of rollability that we are at the moment, no one is going to want to pay us more than a couple of hundred eddies for anything that we do.
There's also the question, and I will just remind you, how much of a long-term resource do you consider Hamble to be, given that somebody beat her black and blue and left her for dead in a dumpster?
Yeah.
And they're still out there.
Oh, we're going to take care of that.
She is not a long-term resource.
Yeah.
Because they will want to finish the job.
Like,
unless someone hires us to stop them.
And she hasn't got the money to hire us.
Nope.
If she'd been blackmailing them already, she might have had the money squirreled away to hire us.
So,
but the implication here is very much that they got to her before she got to them.
We are at this point assuming this is the only person she's done this to. I don't think that's the case. I think this is her regular gig.
I think this is clearly what she's been doing for the last year. Yeah.
So,
and logically not just to this one guy.
So the chances are she has already been blackmailing others and probably does have multiple accounts elsewhere that have money in. So she probably does have some reasonable amount of funding to back such up.
Or you can view these blackmail jobs that she's been doing for the last year also as essentially a hustle, in which case she's living hand to mouth, getting enough money off the blackmail to be able to cover her, her share. She's probably got to pay the round window. Bear in mind.
She does.
I don't think round window are paying her. She's paying them for the use of their venue. So
it's like paying for a chair in the salon.
Yeah.
So there's a very good chance that she is living hand to mouth doing this, in just the same way that we are.
And this might have been might have represented a bigger payday.
Yeah. So I think, but then obviously a hustle that is played out as a session is obviously looking to get you more money than what the book would say you would get.
Well, yes, because that's what are you doing when you're not between.
So,
but the point is, my point anyway, is that what's played out as a session is supposed to be the jobs, and the hustles are what we do between jobs. We don't have a job at the moment, so we can't expect job money.
Yeah, sorry.
From a situation where we don't have a job.
Terminology-wise, yeah. So our job is actually what we do with the Braindance and actually trying to find out whether or not she has the money to.
But that's not a job because nobody's hiring us to do that. That's a hustle.
We need to find someone to hire us to do something about this.
Well, as in if she
cleaning.
if she can hire us, to get revenge for her or something like that. That may be like one of the angles. That
I think not so much revenge, but security. They're out there.
Yeah.
They will want to finish the job because she's not dead.
That's a reasonable job,
and they haven't got the data.
Yeah.
But that probably would be an instalment plan.
Yes.
So,
And
in terms of medical costs, that's just going to be, you got fixed up, you were really bad off. So I'm thinking we're looking at 100, 150 credits.
I mean, if
Our eddies.
If the book is saying something like 100 to 200 for fixing something up after.
Bear in mind that is money made, so
Yeah.
you can assume that there are expenses on top of this. So probably patching somebody up after a firefight, they don't give you 100 eddies, but if they give you say 400 eddies and you've spent 300 on time and
bullets.
resources.
Yeah, it's the freelance thing. Don't forget to price in the time of your labour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Too many people go, oh, this is a 50 quid job. Yeah, but you've spent 10 hours on it.
Like, I don't think it would be unreasonable to ask her for 400 or 500 for the
I'm
medical
gonna
actually patching up, but it's it's what we charge for the going to find her to find her other stuff.
There's a reason I listed all those when I started mentioning prices earlier.
Yeah.
But like 10 obviously is not 10k is not what we're going to get. Like,
No, that was a silly number. I was expecting you to talk me down with sensible numbers.
well, this is the thing. This is what we're trying to identify are sensible numbers. Like all of what was done in session 2 is probably 100, 150 EBs at most, I suspect.
See, I was planning on itemizing things up. I was just listening. I was starting at the bottom.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. This is a little bit American healthcare system as well. That we're itemizing things and charging you $500 for a Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm. And on the subject of the American healthcare system, I was AFK when Drup was giving you an idea of costs for medical thing. But bear in mind, those costs are going to a proper clinic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a backstreet community clinic in an old strip mall.
Yeah.
This is not going to have the same level of billing as if you popped to Bellevue.
Yeah. We're not charging like 700 for the thing, but we might be able to get away with half that sort of thing.
Yeah, and we have provided more than just medical services and women lodging.
But she did not ask us for anything we provided, which means
she didn't ask for anything that we provided.
She's got a good case for everything except patching her up. She's got a good case for saying, I never asked you to do that. Why the hell should I pay you for it? You can't just turn up, wipe my windows, and expect me to pay you.
That's a British attitude. We're talking about.
You can ask. Yeah, you can ask, but just
turned up, wiped a couple of windows, and called in charge
for
a fiver.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever works.
Right. So I just love that this whole session has just evolved into arguing over how much you're going to charge an injured person.
Yes.
Welcome to Cyberpunk, where you are living hand to mouth in order to make your 11k, your 1.1k in order to make your
starting characters in CP Red seriously are living hand to mouth.
Yeah,
it's a serious gig economy.
So
we need a spreadsheet.
Essential side hustles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're looking at about 150 credits just for the medical. Don't have to pay for anything other than the service there. We found you. We brought you back. Got you safe. We'll just count that as part of the whole thing. On the other hand, we went and retrieved your gear and found out that you probably would be someone was there waiting in your room or at your room. You would have been in danger going back for your own stuff. So we're going to need to ask for another 200 regarding that.
Keeping track of those numbers?
I'm sorry, I was pulling up a spreadsheet.
I feel like you've gone beyond role playing now.
No. All good role playing has spreadsheets.
The only numbers I'm keeping track of are this crappy pair of deuces I fold.
How many bullets still in this? I feel like most of this money should. Like, are we going to split the money evenly? Or is it going to be okay so the people who were involved in the medical stuff get a cut of the medical part?
Hey, look, if you want pennies, you have pennies. It's not going to pay the bill as the time goes on anyway.
I mean, we operate as a crew. I mean, like for ease, it's probably best if we just split everything, 6 ways.
Now, we can just do that and be done. But we did discover some interesting things about the folks that worked you over.
Did you?
Just curious if you want to be a little bit more honest about what you do, the work that you do there, because you aren't a doll.
Don't judge me. And who says I'm not a doll?
Your lack of hardware strongly suggests.
You dug around inside.
It's kind of difficult not to when you're reconstructing internal hardware.
Hand
goes up and doesn't seem like you've reconstructed the whole lot. It seems like there's a hole
that's
there.
going to be more expensive, and we'll talk about. I think Cad wants to talk to you about that because he needs a whole new piece of equipment to be able to fix that up for you.
We would have done a lot, but we ran out of Lego.
Yes. Yeah, you have none of those little 2 pieces.
That's the problem.
There's also this thing with your console, your doll console in the room that haven't been used for a year. So
I wipe it after every use.
Yeah. We can start talking honest with each other, or I can lay down even more. Again, you can walk away and pay us just the $350 now, but I think if you walk away now, probably going to end up hurt by someone else.
What is it you think you've got? Your face is completely blank.
But then that's what she does.
Yeah, and my Dandelion's face is just big old grin, friendly. Sounds way friendlier than I sound.
I will tell you now, her acting skill is the best she has.
Oh,
not surprised.
Not a surprise at all. So what we
have is let's just say that you can take a powder anytime. Sorry, that was me giggling, not
Very
I like your giggling. Molia giggles are very nice to hear.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she absolutely looks like she's just bitten down on an extremely sour piece of paste there. She did, she squirted in some fruit paste, and it was not what she was expecting.
Yep.
So, you think you've got something on me?
No, we don't think. We found your satchel or your kit because we discovered that you had a remote recording.
Shit.
And you have been recording things, which means either this is the first time that you started doing it and we're getting ready to move in, whether blackmail or otherwise. But given that you have multiple clients and multiple outfits, personas, you might be doing it with others.
Oh, come on, Chimbutter. Look, it's just a one-off thing.
Regardless.
Do I believe her saying that?
Well, whether it's a one-off
perception
thing...
check, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Acting versus perception.
Okay.
Human empathy, in fact.
Yes, human perception, in fact.
Human perception,
Human
that's
perception,
it. Based on empathy.
okay,
Yeah, that's a 19.
And I have 16. For that.
Definitely sent the 2 best ones in for this.
Right, that's an 18. So basically, you're not buying it, Shard. But Naboo is
Maybe.
wavering because
Yeah.
no, it looks like she's being completely honest with you. The sincerity wells up, and you can almost see a tear in her eyes.
Dandelion starts doing the slow clap.
And Naboo will point out, even regardless of whether this is...
Oh no, Naboo.
Hmm?
She's lying.
That,
That's why I was
fine.
clapping.
Yes. Regardless, though, whether she is lying or not, it's a dangerous game that you are
It is a
playing.
dangerous game.
And
I'm just trying to make ends meet.
Oh.
as are we all, I have no moral judgment against you for this.
Well, good.
However, we have made an investment in healing you, and
And I appreciate it.
I think it would behoove you to consider taking on our protection. Because
Working with us.
it feels like, yes, it feels like you have you have perhaps irritated some reasonably powerful people. At
I'd
least
say
some
that
reasonable.
fade and bruise on the side of her head is a little bit more than irritating.
But how could I possibly have irritated anybody?
Well,
She's still trying, bless her.
All right.
Very.
all right.
You know, I can appreciate you trying and being called out like this. I've been trying to skirt it. We'd like to know a little more about Ben. Maybe
Ben?
where the other two recordings are.
Makes you think there are any others?
The fact
Well,
that
because the last one was 3.
exactly, and 3 is normally the third in the sequence.
Yeah.
I don't keep backups. It's simply how many times they visited me.
No, that's not how that works.
No.
Someone who records remotely, you keep backups. You need to stop with this lie, and you know I can see through pretty
Yes.
much everything you're saying. Trying to be friendly here.
She turns to
We are
Naboo
trying.
and does the whole hand on the arm thing. Going for the whole half Derren Brown, half puppy. And looks her straight in the eyes. And does a... You believe me, don't you?
Whether I believe you or not is not the
Human
point
perception
here.
check, however.
Perception check.
Human
Okay.
perception.
Human perception. So that would be 21.
Fuck a duck.
Absolutely.
The
two
reaction
best
is
people to
more
put
than
in
the
there.
actual.
I'm looking at the 1.
Oh no.
Nice! Oh, nice.
I am genuinely annoyed about this. Oh, for God's sake. And then I rolled a 9. Oh.
Ooh.
So that's -8.
It
Yeah.
basically all went wrong for her there, didn't it?
It did, yeah. She
She
tried
started, realised that it wasn't going to work, and just broke down, didn't she?
Yeah, yeah. She couldn't keep a straight face. Unfortunately, she tried, and unfortunately, she broke off into a snigger. And it kind of all went south after that.
Oh, that's so hard.
Why do you need
You
to
know-
see any others?
I'd like to know what we're looking at. These people are operating in our neck of the woods, and I don't like the idea of a team running around, killing people, and then getting rid of them. Now, if they want to keep doing the, whatever that gang is,
Maelstrom.
if they want to keep doing it to the Maelstrom, I'm okay with that. Problem is, it's not just going to be the Maelstrom. Not to mention the Maelstrom are going to get mighty irritated, and there's going to be problems.
Look, I'll level with you. The first 2, he was stressed. I thought he was having trouble with his wife. But
Interesting.
it took a while for him to come round to talking at me for an interminable time. Guy's got a good job, I thought. Didn't actually admit to anything, actionable.
He's
Until
certainly
the
cleaning
sesh.
up. Yes. Sorry.
Really? That's
Sorry, I
her,
couldn't-
not me.
I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Look, he didn't give me anything that was worth, spending.
Right.
He just whinged a lot, and after he decided he could trust me, he blurged. And just, dumped all this crap.
Yeah. I've met some people like that. Hold it up all inside forever, and then just, boom, just pours out. And then they find out, hey, this is not a trustworthy person right here that I talked to.
To be honest,
Written it in a song.
I'm used to people stepping out on their wives. They want to confess, or something kinkier, or confess while the kinkier. She doesn't look impressed. And they're usually worth a few eddies. Keep the wolf from the door. They don't want to get him back to their families.
Right.
But that's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting, hi, I'm a mass murderer. How you doing? But I figured that was going to be profitable.
Until the one opened the door and punched you in the face.
Yeah, I got nothing on that. Literally, I got nothing.
So you'd never seen any of the people involved before, aside from...
No.
Would you recognize them if you saw them again?
Probably not.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
I remember one of them had a fist the size of New Mexico.
That does
Yeah.
sound...
That was right there, right in my field of view. That I
That would-
remember.
that
After
would
that,
indeed be
everything's kind of Tweety birds.
What kind of deal you got with the round window?
The round window.
Do they know you're not a doll?
If they do, they're keeping it quiet. No, they don't know. They are a dollhouse. They supply people with doll chips. They do the degrading stuff. And they don't care.
Out of character, could someone remind me, please, how much time elapsed between the Braindance recording and us finding, I almost called her Harambe, Hamble?
Hamble.
It was about a day.
Couple of hours tops.
Okay.
A couple of
Couple of
hours.
hours. Okay.
It's a
Thank
matter
you.
of hours, may even be measured in minutes.
They beat the bejesus out of her and dumped her in a
Yeah.
dumpster,
Okay.
and we saw
How
basically the dumping.
Yeah.
how far away from the round window is the bar Nun?
Probably half-hour drive.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
So they
Assuming you
beat the
weren't
crap out of
speeding.
her and drove her half an hour away and then dumped her.
They probably did it the other way around. They probably smacked her hard enough to disorientate or possibly even knock her unconscious, dragged her
Right.
to the van, took her to a quiet place, aka the alley, and did the job there.
Which means that because she wasn't jumped outside of the round window, she was jumped inside it. There may be a degree of complicitness there, because otherwise, how did they get her out of the building without somebody seeing?
This is true.
We kind of know
Yes.
that already because we know they bribed a security guard.
Oh, they did bribe a
Yeah.
security.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's
And-
the night manager might have been
Yeah.
yammering to on the phone as we were leaving.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
Now,
so-
here's the tricky thing then. What what possible motivations would the cleaners have to do anything to her if, one, they are still working with their boss and they went in to clean up because they didn't actually believe things weren't being recorded, or they were there looking to beat up their boss?
If he had said something previous in one of the previous recordings that is not recognized by Hamble and as being significant, but it truly is if you show it to the right person.
Yeah.
Like if we were a traditional adventuring party, the next step is for us to investigate this is to go to the offices. The only issue is we don't necessarily have a good reason to do so because, as we have explained, nobody is actually paying us to do this, and we don't know whether or not.
If we were a traditional adventuring party, the next step is to kill everybody concerned and take their stuff.
Yes.
Well, it's a case of the case for doing so is if as an edge running crew we think we can get a score out of this, and this is therefore what we are doing to go out and score a large payday by going and doing the investigation and then figuring out where we can get the money off that. This is a job that we have effectively set up for ourselves.
We could, if we could find Ben, he's still alive, we could just turn this over and be like, hey, we have this information that we found, willing to hand it over to be paid, and, leave Hamble to Hamble's own devices.
But my story... I need to write my story.
I mean,
we need to get paid more than we need to be writing the stories.
I don't know, but this is half a story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Half a story. Sure. Okay.
There is enough for Naboo to get something. Just not necessarily the payday that Naboo would expect from breaking this whole thing wide open. But again.
What Naboo has got at the moment, without having to drag in anything else or drop anyone in it, because to be honest, a story like this does not need evidence. Nobody gives a monkeys about evidence, provided that you've got a good piece of juice. And what you've got is that one of the local Maelstrom bosses seriously reaped the whirlwind and ended up in the bay, and how he did it, which is more than anyone else. The story was he was dragged out. You can now tell how he got there. That on its own is worth money as a hustle.
Yeah. Yep. That's a point. Yes, but it's leaving the story unfinished just feels wrong.
May I also, and this isn't a GM telling you what to do. It's just getting their head around the world. E-banking. Not really a thing.
No.
The guy in charge of the company for Lemon Soak, well, he's certainly not hanging out with his crew. So, possibly AWOL, possibly dead.
Yeah.
How much money do you think is deposited at Lemon Soak's offices, waiting to go into their bank account? Just putting it out there.
Yeah, but that and that's why the next step on any investigation would be to go to the offices and try and figure it out. But again, that would be a decision.
This is making us
that we would make. We would be making to say this is going to be our job, and we are basically going to hit this corp. For what they are worth. So.
It's basically a gamble of, do we think that we can get something out of this without getting ourselves hurt too bad?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Naboo is on.
I've got a van.
Yeah. Well, as long as you've got your van, yes. Naboo would be interested in any paperwork or various other clues that might be hidden in the Lemon Soak offices, just purely on spec because she's kind of a nosy person.
Well,
But
if
again,
you're assuming that he got his jobs from White Knife,
Mm-hmm.
so you're looking for email chains leading back to the bigger company.
Yeah. So.
yeah, we
Great.
need local. We need access to the local hardware in order to determine whether or not there's it. But again, this is all still slightly jumping the gun because we don't know. We need to deal with Hamble and whatever Hamble can or cannot pay us or is willing to actually pay us for, and then determine whether or not we actually go looking for our own payday. Yeah.
Okay. We have to talk about money. Money is just money.
Okay, you know what? I feel your feelings about money. But understand, in order to get your story out there more, you need to be. Thank you, sweetheart. You need to be able to have the funds for the equipment and the people. You got to balance talking with being able to pay.
Okay, so
be realistic about it. Yes.
before this spirals again.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just that I can see it.
It's just a case of
Looping
like
background.
getting to grips with the nature of the world and like how the game plays out in reality.
Are you going to demand money with or without menaces from Hamble, and if so, how much? Because you haven't actually named any figures. She's sitting here in a hospital gown, trying to pull all the bits together, and a hole in her head.
A hole in her head. Let's see. We were thinking 500 as an open to negotiations. Is that?
Okay.
Does anyone else have that memory, or did I make that up?
No, 500 is roughly what came out after you backed and forthed a while. So that's going to be the persuasion versus her human perception, her resist coercion.
Okay.
Can we help one another? Because
You can.
or so how's help work?
DC 15 in the same or related skill.
Okay.
So who's doing the main persuasion, and then the other person aids? Because
I've got 12 base.
Okay. I'm sorry. Which skill?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Persuasion. No. 11. So you go, and then I'll assist, I guess.
Okay. I rolled a 20.
So
And
you roll Moliere against DV 15.
okay. With base, I also got a 20.
Okay.
So that gives Shard a bonus.
Yep.
Okay.
And make Shard 24.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay.
Well, this is not going to happen. I mean,
You
she's got a
absolutely put the
decent.
best two in there.
She's got a decent will, but she hasn't got that good. Okay, I'm hoping for a 10, basically.
Good luck.
That's a 2.
You know what it is? It's my good looks.
No, I was wondering if that's using Fishy's dice.
Yeah, Fish, do you want to move away from the wall?
Wafting the luck over the dice.
He's actually got a field, and it comes through the wall behind me. It's a
Well,
circular
honestly,
thing.
once Fishy starts rolling, it'll just reverse again. What's happening is that Drut's rolling against us, so she's been turning the fish. But when she starts rolling against Fishy, she'll get her powers back.
Yep.
Fair enough. She grimaces. Okay, look, 500. And can you do my head? Can you fix my head?
Now,
Thank
just
you
to be
for
clear,
clarifying.
I don't think anyone can fix people's heads, to be honest.
Yes.
Therapy.
to be clear,
I've got
that's
price list.
500 on top of the 350 from earlier, correct?
What? You're charging me
500.
850. For that, you fix my head.
I'm trying to clarify out of character. I wasn't sure. Was this 500 for all of it?
It was 500
That
all
will-
in, yeah. If you're going to start
Okay.
throwing 850 at her, then yeah, she's going to
No,
start.
I'm not
asking.
gonna. I'm not gonna go higher than that. That's fine. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, so it's 500 for everything up until this point, plus we fix the
Yeah.
Braindance rig.
Well, but fixing the brain is fixing the Braindance rig going to be an additional service after the fact or part of the cost price? Because we still need to get equipment for
Yeah.
CAD. What's that supposed to be? Was us fixing her head
Pardon me.
part of that price? Or is that
No.
an additional service later once we have the equipment?
Assume pay after the fact. At the moment, you were not factoring in the cost of.
Okay, yeah, so it's 500
Okay.
for everything to this point. Cost of the rig fix, and that is the next thing. And then the third thing is, what does she want us to do? Does she want to contract us for anything further, or is this the point where we part ways?
Yes.
Yeah.
Person seems to be made
Yes.
of money.
Thank you. Well,
Okay, she will pull out her agent,
Mhm.
and she will make a person-to-person 500 transfer.
to whom?
I'll take it.
It's going to be to the one who looks most trustworthy, and unfortunately, that's the media. It's your
God.
credibility ability just
Yeah.
comes to the fore.
Makes you credible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Naboo will actually probably not in front of Hamble, but we'll be sure to divide that. I should have asked for 600. That would have made the math so much easier.
What I'm
Sorry.
working on, by the way, is although central bank access is not a thing except in person, I'm working on effectively the downloadable pay-as-you-go wallets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of it as
Okay.
being a direct Bitcoin wallet to Bitcoin
Yeah.
wallet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Three of us will get 84, and the other three will get 83.
Okay. And just because she likes you all, but doesn't.
I don't think
No.
that extra Eddie's going to hurt anyone.
Yeah. She will not admit it, but she will. Naboo will be one of the 83 people.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, please update your character sheets to represent the amount of money you've got.
Yes.
Woohoo! Yeah.
I think
That's a
CAD.
good couple of rounds, Fish.
Honestly,
So
I
I've
think
actually got some money. Yeah.
Got
How much
84
was it
bits.
again?
84.
Yeah.
Is that actually like a special box of money, or is it just a note thing?
It
Probably helps if I move the
is-
Lucrative bottle so I can see the entire screen.
I don't know where to
You're
write
your
Eddie's.
bleeding Lucasade.
There's two
If you're-
cash.
Yeah, if you're using the base sheet on page
Ah, there it
2,
is.
Yeah.
under ammunition. No.
Yes.
Ammunition.
Strangely enough, I didn't
Right?
Okay.
spend all of my Eddies to begin with, so I've
I
got
had
210.
Yeah, I had 14
Ready?
So,
Hi.
could someone just let me know whether I got 83 or 84 so I'm putting the right numbers in, please?
I took 83.
So it makes sense to give Cad 84 since he actually did, the going
Yeah, I
bit.
took 83 too.
Yeah. Okay. So 84 for everybody else.
Okay.
Thank you for the calculation,
take it.
Todd.
I did the shooting.
Yep.
So you can buy another bullet now.
I can buy a bunch for that, aye.
Yeah,
Not,
I mean,
well, I say a bunch, not many, but some.
well, I don't know. I mean, it's 10 eddies for 20, isn't it? If I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, something like that.
You've basically got the week's kibble.
I can buy a couple of clips.
Yeah. Buy bullets and kibble for the week and he's sorted. What more does a man need? Bullets and kibble.
Bullets and Kibble, yeah. That's actually the title of his autobiography, Bullets and Kibble.
I mean, let's face it, you're sleeping in the back of a cleaner's van on their ground sheets.
James has come down. It's now it's James Kibble and Bullets.
I like that.
He does have a subscription to What Kibble magazine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but kibbles and bits still need for a kibble and gun shop makes sense. Doesn't need bullets. Just call it kibble and bits.
Yep.
And it used to be back in the day.
There are visions of you wandering past the next vendor, just putting in enough small coins. To get a bag of kibble. Chicken flavor.
Cat, like I said, Cat is willing to fix up your head like you want it, but we're gonna need more equipment for that.
I'd like it waterproof, so I go in the rain, my head doesn't fill up with water.
You can work that out with Cad when he gets around to it.
Yes,
That's what duct tape was invented for.
Yes, the rust-resistant undercoating is extra, of course.
Yeah, but putting the duck into duct tape.
In the meantime, I know the Cad wants you out of surgery. You're perfectly functional, can walk around.
On the other hand, you know where she is at the moment.
Huh?
On the other hand, you know where she is at the moment.
Yes.
That is true. I'm thinking we take you downstairs to the bar while we get other things figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that we can open up the space for others that need it.
You sure I should be drinking in this condition?
I didn't say anything about whether you should be drinking or not. That's not my thing.
If nothing else, they have bar snacks.
And they do have relatively clean water.
Valid.
That's plus. Okay. She will head off downstairs then, which puts you guys hitting the rumour mill and up any contacts to try and locate a night market.
Are you going to ask her now as to what she wants us to do, or whether or not this is where we part ways, or are you going to wait until we have fixed her?
We can. I was thinking it might be helpful for her to talk to Cad first about the procedures and the plans, and then bring up the. Are you leaving? I mean, are you parting ways from us?
Okay,
but
sure.
it can be in any order.
She needs to get fixed up
people
before
want.
buggering off, basically. Whether she buggers off permanently or whether she heads off to remain a resource for you lot.
Okay.
She's only going to be able to remain a resource to us if we can keep her safe. So.
So.
Alive. Wouldn't necessarily say safe, but alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct me if I am wrong. Electrum was reaching out to Thundera.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things. I mean, if anyone else was also doing a reach out for information.
I don't
I'm
have
curious.
any contact, but I do have Streetwise, so I'll ask her.
Do I have?
Yeah.
Do I have any fans that work in the cleaning business?
Fans that work in the cleaning business? I don't know. I don't know. Do you?
Look to your background, Shard.
Yes. I mean, how many Henry Hoover Factory concerts have you played?
I probably have.
Henry Hoover is just incredibly, intensely scary, and now I'm envisioning Henry Hoover with Roomba capability.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Is Henry Hoover now a corp?
Well, yeah, it would be.
Probably.
If nothing else, it's a factory in Britain, so yeah. And with independent sighted eyes, they don't need weird sensors. They just need eyes, where their actual eyes are.
Oh god, a Henry with cyber eyes. Now that is a terrifying.
I just
Yeah.
remember the Hoover we have in this house for Henry. It has lasted since I was a child.
Henrys are brilliant, apparently. They are
They
absolutely
claim,
fantastic.
how true it is, I'm not sure, but they claim in their marketing to have made over 10 million Henrys and that the majority of them are still in use.
Yeah,
Wow.
they are bulletproof, those things. They really are. Okay.
There's a cooperative game came out fairly recently that has something very reminiscent of a demonic Henry that the players have to overcome.
Oh my god. Oh no.
So I do. I don't know exactly how many fans I have, but my roll ability is level 4. So I think
Yeah.
it's.
I'm just looking up the roll ability for it.
I'm basically just trying to locate the offices
Well, we
around
have
town.
we have the address for Lemon Soak if we
Okay.
want it.
Then there's more to it than that. Oh. Other places where Lemon Soak has shown up, potentially, looking for other information.
Okay.
That might be a good use of the fans. It's like, have you seen this van around town? If so,
Yeah.
where?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so this is going to be
you've
hitting
seen
up the
this
data.
van.
This is going to be you guys hitting up the data pool, basically. Just basically think of it as Facebook. Ow. Sorry. It's more MySpace if we want to get picky.
Facebook.
Facebook, yes. I like Facebook. That's what the High Riders have. So, I would like... Let's see what rumours you can get as a media. Sorry. Trying to locate that. So once you find the right place, you're fine. But in the meantime, you kind of... Where did I just go? Come on, you exist somewhere. Roll abilities. There we go. Charismatic impact for the Rocker Boy.
Sorry, I
Okay.
should have told you 144 because I just moved to it and then I wasn't paying any attention.
That's okay. Okay. Impact on a huge group of fans. Has a strong local following. Fans buy recordings and merch. So, yeah. Enough people locally know who you are that if any of them have that information, they are likely to give it to you.
They're all buying print-on-demand gear from Bread Rubble.
I gotta really think about what kind of merch that Dandelion would have.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's just a stylized dandelion that's like turning into the white fluff
I like that.
and then blowing away.
Yeah, backer jackets, things like that.
Oh, like that old like that classic the red person on the black background that then streams off into butterflies.
Yes.
Yeah, like that.
That's
Except
the
with
one.
the dandelion. Yeah.
That would be cool. Okay, that's going to be...
Maybe a dandelion morphing into an actual lion.
Nah, I don't got no bite. I don't want to scare my hands off.
Well, stat plus relevant skill. Yeah, thanks for that. So you're going to be... Okay. I would like you, Moliere, to roll me a business check.
Business?
Business or streetwise?
Business. It's under
Okay,
education
street-
skills.
Okay, under education, thank you very much. I have neither. So, streetwise is cool. Business is intelligence.
Yeah.
So I have an 8, or I will go with business because that goes. I have an 8
See,
intelligence.
This is why you need a stronger relationship with Max. He has both those skills.
Oh.
Max, I would like you to roll me streetwise, please.
Okay, I got a 6. So, plus my int or
Yes, plus your int.
Okay, so that would be 14.
Okay. That's fine. Ooh, a substantial rumour, but the rumour contains additional information.
Ooh.
Okay. You have a possible line, and you're waiting for people to get back to you, on a tech night market.
Cool.
But if you're reading this right, you've heard that one of the people who's going to be coming in on it is a Militech specialist. Not someone who works for Militech, a specialist
on
in
Militech
Militech
stuff.
gear.
Ooh.
Max, what was your streetwise?
17. I've put it in chat.
Holy sheep.
Okay. There are a couple of markets coming up. You've heard about one of them, unfortunately, is largely fresh fruit. There's some trucks coming up from the south. But there is a tech one due at the university.
Mm-hmm.
You're waiting on exact timing.
Well, what do you know? I finally get to go to university.
I was thinking the same thing.
Right.
Would have been a fine thing.
Let's go with... You put that one out, you put that one out. Okay, so Electrum is going to get a call on his agent.
Are you sure it's a call and not an email?
No, it's a call.
Darn it, okay. Is it Thundera?
No.
Huh.
The agent will have like a name that pops up when someone's calling.
So
Yeah,
it's
in your contact.
So it's an unknown number.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
In which case, what I will do is, before I will answer it, I will activate the recording software, and then answer it hesitantly. Yes.
Hello, dear boy. I am speaking to Electrum, aren't I?
I recognise the voice, don't I?
No. I've just used this as my
okay.
evil villain voice.
Oh right, okay. I was just wondering whether or not you were using this voice for Morton.
No, not as far
Okay.
as you know.
Sure. Okay.
Not as far as the info goes, anyway.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I gather, according to young Thundera, you're in the market for some technology.
Yes.
Well, I happen to know where some might be obtained, but I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind doing me a teensy favour since you're stopping by there.
What's that be?
Well, you see, I've bought myself a little box of toys, and, well, it seems awfully silly for me to take all the trouble to come all the way down there myself. And I would just very much like it if you could pick it up for me. It's all been paid for.
So we're saying pick up and delivery, or just pick up?
Collection and delivery to a point of my choosing.
Sure. So pick up and delivery, and you will give us the information about where this market
Absolutely, yes.
Well, sorry, where this equipment might be located.
Well, the equipment is located, will be located in the old parking lot of the university. Not the new parking lot. That's a multi-storey thing, and the exits are terrible, frankly. No, this is the old one. This is the flat one. And you're looking for a nomad by the name of Tutankhamun.
Okay.
Lovely.
I
idea.
freaking hate you so much.
Okay. Is that Tonnne possibly, or Tun?
Oh my god.
Ton.
Okay.
Common.
Tun. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Well done.
Close.
Well done.
Close night.
Okay.
I
Thank
now
you.
want to call him Prince Tutu.
So-
parking lot, Tutankhamun nomad.
Yes. She's
Okay.
ever so useful. She's something of a specialist.
Now, is she the one who has your item, or is she the one who has my equipment?
It's a commission. It's a commission piece. It's just a little box, approximately 1.5 by 1.75 by 1 meter.
I couldn't call that a little box, to be honest.
Yes, it's just got a few toys in for some friends of mine.
We got a van now.
Wow, it's almost like we're being spied on and they know exactly what we have in our possession.
I'm going to assume the batteries are included with this package. So.
Yes, all right. The only person on this call currently is Electrum.
Yeah.
I'm just that was out of character, but still.
And where would you want to deliver it?
Oh, I'll get in touch with you once you've collected it.
Sure.
And obviously, I wouldn't want you to be out of pocket for the trip or anything. So I will be wiring you 2,500.
What?
Sorry, did I hear you correctly?
It's a perfectly simple job.
A perfectly simple job that pays so well I could buy a gun. Let's take it.
Oh my god.
You're perfectly comfortable with this, aren't you?
Think about how much of a tank my chair could become if we accept it.
No. It's perfectly okay. They're paying for gas.
On the convention, out of character questions, right? Convention here would be to give an answer immediately, or would it be, or is there is it acceptable to say I will give you an answer?
It's
in 10
a yay
minutes
or nay. It's largely a yay or nay because he has people on his books.
Yeah.
It's simply that you're
General
going to be in the vicinity.
Yeah. When's the pickup due?
The pickup, the market will be happening in approximately 4 hours.
4 hours. Okay.
Yes, I would imagine they're going to be setting up, arranging balloons for the kiddies, that sort of thing.
Sure.
Fine. And yes, do keep your eyes open. It's possible some ne'er-do-wells might want to take it away from you before you can drop it off to me.
Of course they will.
But obviously, you wouldn't let that happen, would you? I've heard such good things about you from Thundera, and I'm hoping that this can be the start of a very profitable friendship.
I'm not going to disappoint Thunder. Generally speaking, am I I've trusted Thundera, so
they haven't screwed you over.
Yeah, which in this city is very much a mark of quality. So I'm assuming that Thundera wouldn't sell me wrong unless he basically wanted me out. So
yeah,
wouldn't
do that.
Yeah.
So yes.
Sure, got yourself a deal.
Excellent. Great. If you could add me to your agent so that you don't have to deal with those niggling little problems of do I answer or not?
Yes. And I'm assuming that when I do, a name comes up? Or...
he was you can listen, you can call me Tremaine.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Although, given the different variations of the way Tremaine is spelled and the number of different characters I know called Tremaine, very well. Got yourself a deal, Tremaine. I'll let you know once I've got the box.
Good. Looking forward to meeting you. And hangs up.
Well, I'd stepped aside from like where everyone else was in all. Actually, no, because I'd still be upstairs working on whether or not there was anything secret on the Braindance. Was there anything else I found out about the BD?
Nothing no, it seems it's a basic recording. She wasn't doing anything flash. There's nothing hidden in the coding.
Sure. Okay. I then send a message to everyone's agents saying night market in Gotaloke on night market. Old university old parking lot in 4 hours. Got a slight pickup to make. Got a pickup to make as well.
Before or after?
While I'm there.
Okay.
May not be. I think we all need to go for this one.
We all getting paid?
Yes.
They're just like, yes.
It is a very emphatic yes.
Okay.
Just confirming, like Tremaine, like presumably the 2.5 is on delivery, or was that up front?
That was on delivery. He's not an idiot.
Yeah,
He did not come down in the last rain shower.
Yep. Although for somebody who is offering that, is like if we stiff them, I suspect they know where we live. They know where. Yeah.
It is not an option to stiff people that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would be wary of stiffing anyone who just phones up someone out of the blue and says, "Hello, dear boy."
Yes.
You just there's a level of confidence in that, isn't there? It's just... Right, I am going to say also this does tie up with the rumours that Molière found, and indeed this is what you come up with that ties up with the tech that Max discovered. And of course Molière now knows that there is a Militech specialist at this meet. Yeah, if you think of these things as kind of like swap meets, they're the bring and buy table at at a con.
I mean, they're your these are kind of like your car boot sales in the middle of the field. Well, actually no, I have been to a number of car boot sales set up in in multi-story car parks. Dad is a big fan of them, and
I've been dragged
us around them.
Yeah, I've been dragged around car boot sales. Yeah.
And is the Miltech person someone that Hideo would be particularly interested in meeting? Because I can convey that information. Make sure that
if someone's got a reliable line on Militech supplies, then Hideo would almost certainly want to chat to them.
Okay, then
just
Naboo...
a matter of fact. There's no point debating it.
Okay, then Naboo will convey that information.
Whether or not Hideo can afford to talk to this person.
Oh, that's another matter.
Well, there's no harm to chat.
Well, you see, this is where favours come in.
Tit for tat, one hand washing the other. I'm sure Hideo can do something for this person.
Yep.
This is Night City. I don't necessarily believe that. I don't think that Night City believes in the fact that talk is cheap. Talk can be very, very expensive.
It does. It comes.
And leaving Hideo alone with a Militech specialist, if he wants something, he's probably going to involve all of us.
Yeah,
right.
That's fine.
So you have
cultivating
a trip planned. You should be able to obtain the gizmo that Knight needs.
Gizmo.
CAD needs for this.
The MacGuffin.
The tech stuff. Look, mate, it's got tech stuff in. I randomly hit up Wikipedia and I was literally just Googling tech pages and counting words in and hit like the 10th word on each page until I came up with something that sounded good.
When you first said it, I was quickly running through my head to see if it was an acronym.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately,
if I ever introduce tech into this game, right, you can bet it's an acronym.
Now, of course.
The way I name things are just backronyms. I take what I want to name it, and then I work out what an acronym will be from that point.
Yep, it's the best way to do it.
Yep,
definitely.
Possibly, though, if AFK when the conversation was had, if so, I apologise.
No, that's right.
Whilst we know now roughly where we can get the MacGuffin.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that so far we haven't confirmed from this lady that she actually wants this thing back in her head. All
Yeah,
said
she
is,
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Can you
does.
fix my head because she doesn't want to get wet. She doesn't want to fill up with water when it rains.
She is. She did say she wants it back. I think you were off getting your meds.
Right.
But no, she does want it back in.
Okay, cool.
I know we've only been going 2.5 hours, but I am actually going to call it there for this evening.
Sure.
You've got a plan.
Perfect.
You have a destination to go to first. You have potential plans afterwards. So I can get prepped for that and give you an interesting experience on your first trip out. Everybody into
It'll be
the van.
fine.
Hooray! Day trip.
It'll be fine.
School trip. Woo-woo.
Yes.
It's just, I'm not sure our parents will be wanting to sign these permission slips. Though.
What's this waiver about bodily harm? Excuse me.
Yes, no responsibility accepted. What?
Yeah, the words in loco parentis have been stricken.
Yeah. Now, can I just check? I have not given you guys any IPs yet.
No.
No, you haven't.
Correct.
Okay.
Our IPs.
I believe so.
IPs are...
They're intellectual points.
Or I was thinking
Improvement.
intellectual property.
Yeah.
But
I was assuming they were like improvement points.
Improvement
but, like,
points.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what they are.
Intelligentsia
Yeah.
pretensions.
Isotonic.
This is how we fight Disney.
yeah, or inch pound actually. Is,
Right.
yeah.
Isotonic peanuts.
Ooh, I'll take isotonic
Ooh.
peanuts.
Isotonic peanuts sound like an interesting idea.
Actually, yeah.
I think that's the
I'm
band
just
that
hungry.
Dandelion used to be in.
Oh, the isotonic peanuts. I had
Yeah,
the
before he
one
went
and only
solo, he
album.
definitely played with the isotonic peanuts.
Oh, I love it.
They only made one album, but boy was it a doozy.
Oh god. Okay, so let's sort out. Right. Since we are finishing slightly early, I've got time to sort you out some IPs.
Nice.
Okay. So you've 3 sessions in, you finally get some XPs. So what kind of player are you? I'm going to be easy. I'm going to start with Max.
Chaotic
Fish.
one.
I'm assuming Max is a warrior.
Well, that's what it says on his CV.
Okay.
Well,
I'm sorry. He also CV. That just.
Well, of course he has a CV. How else is he going to apply for jobs?
Yeah.
Gotta get work somehow.
to be fair, it's not your character. It's are you a warrior in terms of a player? That's the.
Yeah.
So what are the options?
Okay.
Where is...
You're looking at page 408. Sorry, 409 in
Hang
the
on,
PDF.
I've got to reopen the rule
Yeah.
book.
I mean, if
Wow,
we're
there's
going by
more
the book, we
pages.
possibly should have done this beforehand in
Oh, we
terms
should,
of.
yeah. But I kind of wanted to give you a chance to get the hang of,
Yep.
kind of the feel of the game.
Thank you.
So, what
So-
page did you say I wanted?
409.
And there is a table at the bottom there.
Yeah. Player should choose the 5 things they find most important when playing out of all 4 of those boxes. The box with the most circles is
Hang
your
on, the
primary.
5 things out of all 4 of those. That doesn't
All
make sense.
5 things out of all 4 of those 4 boxes.
So
Okay.
so the 4 boxes each have a list of like
Yeah.
phrases or things like that,
Yeah.
like traits.
Where circles have primary play style.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're looking for your primary and secondary play style.
Yeah.
Dang it, I need to take notes.
I can't find my folder now with the rule book out.
Okay. That was page 148, I think you said?
409.
409. Okay, thank you. I have no memory.
That's all right.
409.
Don't worry about
Wait. There we go.
I think I may be completely screwed in this game.
it. Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Just
that's
say
the
you're
thing,
a
it's like-
vegan.
I find this a very strange
Yeah.
This is new
I am
to
not
me.
going to answer these questions for me. I am going to answer these questions for Max. Not in terms of in character, but in terms of the way I play Max.
Okay.
Because my primary and secondary, I'm not sure which way round, are definitely socializer and role player.
Yeah.
Neither of which are things Max does.
Yeah.
So I would get no IPs if I did this
No, that's
straight.
fine. Oh, I don't know. I think you constantly get the reminisce about a favourite game moment.
No, I've been really good in this game. Apart from the constant references to I've got a van now.
That's adorable, though.
What page is this again?
409.
409.
See, I know, like, technically, me and most of the characters I make do generally fall into the thing. It's just my playstyle is basically explorer, role player, socializer, like almost equal it.
Yeah.
For the purposes of this game, I'm effectively explorer, role player.
Yeah. Look
I
at
think
the way
for
you're going to
purposes
be...
of this game, I'm gonna say role player warrior.
Yeah. Think
For
of
me,
how
I'm
you're
gonna-
playing your character.
I think in terms of this game, socializer, role player.
Okay.
I'm thinking socializer explorer.
Okay.
Got a good crossbred there.
Knight.
We're working on it.
Okay. Robinson.
I have no idea at the moment. I'm still reading them.
Sorry.
That's okay. I had trouble finding my PDF because I forgot to put it in my role-playing folder.
I think
I just left it in my downloads.
I'm in a similar situation to Fish. I think Cad would be played as role player warrior.
Okay.
Cool.
Which is not at all disturbing for the paramedic. That's fine.
I think on that basis,
That's right.
that, like, when
You've read the character sheet. You
I
know
have,
what's
yeah.
sitting around that.
Yeah.
Not to mention, aren't the paramedics in this game also warriors?
Yeah,
like,
That's true.
Yes. And Cad is a wannabe trauma team.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like there are definitely elements on the warrior list that apply to Electrum, because prove your skill in battle. I mean, battle being inverted commas there. Whatever the adversarial thing. It's have a nemesis to me. Well, I put one on my blooming background.
Yeah.
I'm taking the assumption that battle doesn't mean a gunfight.
Yeah.
It could mean a netrunner battle. It could be a social
Yeah,
battle.
exactly.
A battle.
And see, when I was looking at it, I was thinking, there might be things here, but when I'm thinking about Dandelion, nah, that's all beneath him. He doesn't need to do any of that. He doesn't fight up there on stage. He owns everything.
Guitar and banjo.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not fighting. I'm not competing. I am already winning.
Yeah. Okay, so note down
Yeah.
your primary and secondary playstyles. You'll get IPs based on both of those equally.
Okay.
Unless I think you've done something from one of the other styles that would earn you more points, in which
Yeah,
case you'll
'cause
get the better of.
Because my playstyle is explorer role player, but I suspect that what I will end up doing is getting a lot of stuff so. I'll be acting a lot in the socializer, contribute to success
I
group,
can see that.
sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay, so we will go with. Looking, you haven't yet finished the scenario. So we are looking at. Let's start with anyone who's got warrior. And what I'm just going to do is, if you can think of any occasion in these 3 sessions that leaps out at you, you're going to get
I
IPs
bullied
for
some
it.
guys into giving me their van.
That's a combat situation.
Now, I would say in that particular situation, the combat didn't happen until it was mostly resolved by social.
It was social combat.
Yeah, it was still
I
social combat.
intimidated them.
Yeah. So, Fish, that is going to be a used combat skills effectively of taking out of important opponents. That's going to be 20 IPs.
20. Bloody hell.
You're rich. You are rich in peanuts, my friend.
But are they isotonic?
Well, I was
Yes.
very tempted to give you 40. Did something out of the ordinary with combat skills, defeating an opponent in an unexpected or unusual way.
Without firing around.
I didn't really defeat them. I
well,
just
no.
nicked their
Didn't.
van.
Yeah. Hence, you're only getting 20. Anybody else on the warrior front?
I've not
that
had
they have
any
anything?
confrontations, so there's been nothing
Okay.
warrior-wise I can claim.
Okay. Socializer. Supportive and helpful part of the party in or out of game. You know what? All of you can have a flat 10 for that, whether you've got Socializer or not.
Cool.
Funny to
I
work
thought I
out
did
what
not
to
all
do.
on that one, but I'll take the IPs.
Supportive actions were helpful in maintaining player party unity and the cohesion. Quote lists and game notebooks. Oh my god. You're supposed to take notes. Jesus.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like
Snaky.
I like, because there are definitely I mean, I know Molly and myself have definitely been making notes
Yeah.
on things like that.
So looking at the socializer side, Cad did team up with a couple of people at a couple of stages along the way to help.
True.
Yeah.
Worked with Chrono on something.
Yeah.
Worked, I think, with Charles on something.
And also, like, the discussions that we've been having in order to try and make sure that, you know, the party is cohesive. Like,
Yeah.
the party actually has a goal and a role to, you know, function and move toward. Like, a lot of our conversations today are basically, like, you know, I would say were beneficial in maintaining player party unity and cohesion.
Yeah. I think that goes for all of us. I mean,
Yeah.
as a unit, sure, we're all looking out for each other ourselves, but we're also looking out for each other. And as much as a couple of us don't trust others, we still share information fairly freely to determine, hey, what are we going to do? So.
Okay. So I would say Molia and Chrono, at least, are going to get the 20 points for notebooks and party unity. Knight, did you say role player warrior?
I said role player warrior, yes.
Role player warrior.
Yeah, same as me.
I am giving you the 20 points for role playing in character, and Fish, you can have the 20 points for playing in character.
Although I don't have Socializer,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where else it would come. I'm thinking of the fact that Max took charge when the shit hit the fan. Not only did I nick the van, but I took charge, made sure that Naboo was safe because they hadn't seen her.
Yes.
Got Hideo moving on, starting up the van, and got us out of the situation of them figuring out why we were there.
Yes.
There's no leadership category, so I can only
isn't.
assume that it comes under socializers.
Is that proving skill in battle for the warrior?
Could be.
I don't know.
I
mean, it's a slightly odd thing because a lot of games where they do XP based on specific activities, a lot of games include rules on if you came up with the plan, you get bonus XPs or a portion of the XPs earned by other people who followed your plan, stuff like that. This has no such category. So there is, as written, no benefit at all for being a party leader. Which seems a little odd to me. I mean, I'm thinking, in particular, for example, Spycraft actually has a specific character class geared towards doing it, that buff other characters by being the guy who comes up with the plan, provided that you can say, you know, flank him to the left, you can add bonuses to the people's skills when they're doing it, things like that.
I would be inclined to say I'm actually looking at Socializer 30 for Max.
I wouldn't have said anything like as much as 30,
But it's that sort of thing, but maybe not as loud. So another 20 would be
another
reasonable.
20. I'd have been happy with 10, but I'll take the 20.
Okay. Robinson, have you decided where you're standing?
I honestly can't, because I don't neatly fit into any one of these.
Yeah, I mean that's
Nobody
that's what I said as well. It's
I would say, to be honest, role player explorer for you.
yeah, we are probably working in similar, like on similar axes for our characters for Hideo and Electrum.
Yeah. In which case, I would hand over 20 for the role player points for role played in character all the time.
Is that for both of us? Or?
Yeah, I would.
The power of a self-insert. Don't need to roleplay.
Oh, wait, if you don't want the points.
No, I'm role-playing my character all the time, even when I'm not playing.
True.
Oh, God, yes.
It's method acting.
Tempted to investigate or explore the world situation often, if not to. Those of you who went for rumours or fandom or streetwise can have the 10 points from Explorer.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry, I am going to potentially argue for 30 for myself on that for the activities over the last.
Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable.
Thank you.
Yes. Does Sister Josephine and making friends with her
Yes, Sister
count as
Josephine.
anything?
You're
Please?
down as a socializer role player, aren't you?
Yes. Well, it's Socializer Explorer.
Socializer Explorer, sorry, that's what I meant. You can have another 10 for that because it's not specifically listed, but this is giving me ideas as to what level. It's going to potentially
feel like we're going to come in next session and Drut's going to say, so I've completely redone the improvement table. And this is the new version.
Give me options. Hey, it could happen. Right, so how much are people up to?
30.
40, yeah.
I haven't added anything yet because I'm not sure how to piece any of that into how I've been doing things.
Okay, you've got 10 because everybody got 10.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming things don't stack. So, I mean, like if you get 20 in social, then you don't get the base 10 that everybody got.
Yeah.
You just get.
They're for different things.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
you're adding these up.
Cool.
Okay.
So
They do stack.
in which case, I have got 80.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I've got 50 then.
Okay. Let's go with Shard. You were socializer role player, weren't you?
Yes.
You can definitely have the 30 for socializer because of the discussion with Hamble, where you largely took charge. Knight.
Yes.
You did a lot initially in the first session, so...
Which was all medic-y stuff.
Which was all medic-y stuff. Which is kind of, I suppose, Explorer, really, because you were exploring the inner reaches of people's rib cages.
Yeah, I think, I mean, there's an interesting discontinuity here that essentially doing anything except fighting doesn't earn IPs. Socializing isn't a specific character ability use thing. Role-playing isn't specifically a character ability use thing. Exploring isn't specifically a character ability use thing.
Stuff.
But fighting is. So essentially, I think what you have to do is consider the warrior column and apply it to things other than being a warrior, because otherwise the non-warriors like medtechs or techs like Robinson are going to lose out because the stuff they do doesn't get them anything.
Yes, both Robinson and Knight can have 30 based on that, because Robinson, you were using your tech skills a lot last session.
You could just.
And Knight, this
I
is
know
your
this
medic.
This is just what I do. I rewrite rules.
Mm-hmm.
You could simply add an additional column. It breaks up their nice little 4 square thing, which is a shame because that clearly looks that way purely so that it looks that way. Rather
Yeah,
than
shut
because it
up.
makes sense.
Carry on.
You could add an extra column, which is effectively expert, which is non-combat skill use, medtech,
Oh, no, I see what you mean.
netrunners.
Or just turn warrior into expert.
Or just turn warrior into expert and apply it whether
like
you're doing combat or not. But
no, I don't like that. Sorry, but no, I can see what you mean, Fish.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I'm not
if
turning
you,
any of the columns into something else. I may add something.
If you translate warrior, if you effectively copy warrior and call it expert, you get defeat a problem through use of your skills. Gain a powerful tool that stays. You just cross out the word or weapon. Prove your skill in a technical situation. The thrill of the challenge.
Yeah.
Make the most powerful character or tool still applies. No change there. Establish to replace stronghold. Maybe establish a base of operations, a lab, whatever. Have a nemesis to beat probably remains as well, because how many experts don't have somebody they want to outdo? You know, oh, I make better potions than him, or I make better tech than him, or I can hack better than him.
Well, I mean that would be in order to determine the actual playstyle, because then it's very straightforward to change the warrior column on the improvement point table into that. You know,
I mean, essentially,
use skills
the columns
often,
are all the same
even
thing.
if not do it exceptional, effective, etc.
If you look down them, the columns are all basically saying the same thing, but saying it's specific to that type of player.
Yeah. Hence, I'm being a bit fluid on it.
Yeah.
Right. So, Knight, you've got what, 40?
So with that 30 that you've just given me, I'm up to 60 now.
You're up to 60. Chrono.
I have 80 in total
80.
so far.
Shard. Yes, I know you've
I
got
have
shafted.
60.
Oh, you've got 60. Fish.
I've got 70.
Monia.
50.
And Robinson.
Mental maths. Gosh, why is it just adding up is causing me this trouble?
Read out the numbers and we can give it to you.
70.
70. Okay, that's ballpark. Unless anyone wants to fight for something they think they've done.
No, quite the opposite. I actually turned down some points that you gave me.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't take the exploration points because all I did was make a streetwise roll to find out when there was a night market. I don't think that was worth IPs.
Okay.
I think because these are supposed to be done after each session, like it is a case of you. I think the way this system seems to operate is that you will get small amounts frequently, yes. And
don't
occasional.
Expect this many. In future, this is thinking over 3 sessions worth.
Like I suspect the idea is that you should be looking to get at least 10 points from your two categories after each session. So in that respect, like we are very much on par for 3 sessions worth of play.
Yep. To be honest, you've basically worked out to most people have just around the 20 per.
Yeah, and it's only if you do like something like as we move towards the finale, I expect that individual rewards might get a bit more. And if we move into a combat situation.
Yes, and then there is a group award for the session in which you finish a scenario. Right.
So how do we go about spending them?
Next page. So 411.
It's based on the level of skill you're going to, and roll abilities have their own much higher cost. So improving that is expensive. But say you've got a skill at 3 and you want to improve it, you look at the typical skill improvement table, which shows you that 4 costs 80 points.
Yep. You improve at one point
I'm
at a
not
time.
entirely sure why we have so many IPs. Not thinking you gave us too much, thinking the game, the older versions of Interlock, IPs were in smaller numbers. They've added 0 to the end of all the IP costs
Yeah,
and
like-
awards in this edition, which seems pointless. If you're adding the 0 to everything, that doesn't seem worth doing.
I think for neatness, I think they've done it in lots of 10. Like a lot of this system is based on 10s. So I think because as we start to improve, it's going to take a lot of IP. We are going to need to push for those, the 50s and the 60s.
If you want if you want to up your roll ability, for example, from 4 to 5, that's 300.
Yeah. 300 points, yeah. I can't remember. I think I only need the 60, don't I, when I want to multi-class?
I think that's and
so I've actually got the points to multi-class now, but I won't because I've done nothing in game to justify it. I might do that between scenarios. Max may be a fixer by the next scenario, but I'm not going to do it in the middle of a scenario.
Okay.
Likewise with CAD.
Yeah.
Whereas I think I have justification to add 1 rank of medtech.
Because you've been doing medtechy stuff,
Yes.
Maybe after the night market, I'll suddenly decide that I've justified buying a level of fixer.
Multi-classing just seems too complicated. I'm just going to stick with Rocker Boy this time around.
That's fair. Like I think I'm only ever really going to buy the 1 rank, the one level of medtech, so that I actually have a justification for some of the things I'm doing, and then everything else. We'll be looking to try and improve net running if I can.
Understandable.
Because boy, am I not! I don't think I'm really improving my skills much.
Okay, so I will leave you guys with that, and you can decide on your spend.
Yeah.
Right. So, thank you for doing quite well, actually, and not randomly attacking anybody.
Wait, that happened?
That's dangerous in this system.
I'm faintly amazed Hamble made it through this session alive.
But we still want money off her.
Good point, She's the Bank of Hamble.
Well, the only bank that we have so far. Well, actually, technically,
she's the only client we have at the moment.
Yes.
Well, that. Yeah, but at the end of the session, that's not strictly true, but...
No, we've got Tremaine now as a client.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's actually paying us.
Yes.
I'd forgotten about him.
Right, and you have potential enemies floating around.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily our enemies yet.
Well, no, you nick
Well,
their
they might
van.
be mine. I nick their van.
Potential enemies won't know that we're enemies until we pick up the box.
Max's enemies.
Yeah.
I'm alright with that.
Right.
Of course, if Max wants to hire our abilities to help defend his van, that's a different matter.
Yeah.
What, roughly 100 a day?
Oh, I love this.
I don't honestly see what ability you've got for defending me van.
Yeah, Max is
I might hire his boyfriend after it's been shot up a bit, but the rest of you know.
Okay, so we will call it there. Next week should be Monster of the Week, I believe.
Oh, yes, Alexia.
We'd rolled around
Or is our Castles and Crusades?
Castles and Crusades.
No, sorry, you're right. It's Castles and Crusades.
Okay.
You are right.
If Alexia wants to get back to Monster of the Week, because that's actually in the middle of play and has had a big gap, then I'm cool with that, because we haven't started Castles and Crusades yet.
Yeah.
But I think in the rota it should be
In the
Castles
rota, it
and
should be
Crusades,
Castles and Crusades, but I'll have a chat with Alexia and ask.
Okay.
So, thank you very much indeed. Has anyone got anything coming up this week they would like to plug?
I'm going to be doing my usual drum streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Stupid amounts of heat notwithstanding.
Yeah. Can relate to that.
And I'll probably be doing something Wednesday evening, my time, like 10 p.m. BST, assuming that nothing pops up that seems more interesting that I would rather do.
I am looking to get in probably 1 or 2 streams on my own channel, twitch.tv/magistrate. Not exactly sure when. There might be one tomorrow. afternoon, evening prior to throughout the stream. I will see how things pan out. But yeah, either pay attention to the Discord, the RTO Discord, or my Twitter, and I will let people know. I'm aiming for 2 streams this week.
Excellent.
Yay.
Okay.
I'm
Let's carry on, Charles.
Oh, it's just I'm planning on streaming Tuesday and Thursday, sometime after I get home from work.
Right.
But I can't do it this weekend otherwise. So.
Okay, I have just dropped into chat, and I will do it verbally as well. A massive, massive thank you to Erin QL for providing the voice of Ben and doing an absolutely
excellent job.
Stunning job.
Yes.
When presented with basically a page of lines and a "Can you do this? Do you mind?" From a complete stranger. So,
so it was practice for the phone call that Electrum got then.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I have dropped his SoundCloud link in there. He currently does a podcast. Let me just get the title right because I keep getting it wrong because I'm an idiot. Reclamation Road for Night City News. So it's just very, very good by the sounds of it. Night City podcast. First of all, Cyberpunk. Looking to do some more voice work, and I am going to be putting up a donation goal at some point soonish because I would really, really like some channel idents for hint from him because he's just done such a good job. But obviously, it's a pay your freelancers thing. So at some point, I'll be putting up a donation goal, and hopefully, we can get some contributions in, and we can actually pay the guy. Yeah, he really, really raised it today, and he did such a good job, and he was so easy to work with. He gave me really good material. So, and I will obviously be linking to him and the free sound sources I used for some of the sound effects when I put this up on YouTube.
Neat.
So, I will be streaming tomorrow. I will be back on Vampire. And Thursday, I will probably be back on Strangeland. Unless I'm whisked away by the seductive charms of a bull shark. But no, I must not. That's assuming that I'm conscious and haven't developed 5G powers, passed out and become magnetic.
Always a possibility.
Because I'm getting a jab. I love that. It's the idea of people may pass out, but we usually think it's in the next couple of minutes after they have the jab, so we're completely experienced in helping them. Fantastic.
Yeah, they said you can't drive for 15 minutes after you've had your jab. But by all means, sit in your car, and if you feel a bit weird, just lean on the horn.
Oh wow! Okay, no, we had specially designated like rooms to wait in.
They stuck stickers. They stuck stickers to people when my mum had them done, and told them to go and sit in rows, and they weren't allowed to leave until the time on the sticker. They were actually just stickering people.
No, the first time I got a small handheld timer with 15 minutes on it because it was at a clinic, and then the second time was big waiting room with a TV that has the time display.
Oh, that's fine.
They tried to get me to sit down for 15 minutes. I was like, I sat down, looked around at the army personnel because it was in a big arena area, and then I stood back up and walked out.
So yeah, all good fun.
That's how you do stealth rolls, my friends.
Yes, well, act like you're supposed to be there, or act like you're supposed to be leaving. Yeah, fair
act like you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Sometimes the rules are there for your own protection. Though.
They are. Yes.
Not mine. I don't faint.
So, thank you very much for watching. It's been lovely having you, and to new friends who came in via the Merediths. Wow.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
Yes.
Feel free to chuck us a follow if you liked any of what we did. We don't just play Cyberpunk. We do a variety of games. I also run The Witcher. Fish is going to be running Castles and Crusades, and then hopefully at some point we'll be back to AD&D second
Eventually,
edition.
when my life is a little bit more stable, I will be getting back to AD&D second edition and the Swords of Slaughterdeep.
Yep.
Looking forward to
At
that.
At some point, Knight's going to be running us some World of Darkness as well.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yep.
yes.
Need to find a game to run.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Well,
hopefully
Gaia
later in
Complex
the
is
year,
right there. Robinson.
I will be running something,
I
no
still
doubt,
think
Don't
later
feel
in the year.
comfortable running something in a genre you people know more of than me.
Mecton. Run Mecton. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
Anime.
I have the rulebook for Mecton. The thing that scared me about Mecton was when I tried to make a mech and I realised it was maths.
Ah, yes. I believe there are spreadsheets. I believe people have put spreadsheets together for it.
Yeah, I mean, there
All of a
are.
sudden, Molly's interested.
Yeah,
You can get.
You said the magic word.
I did.
There is definitely, or there was definitely. I'm assuming it's still available out there on the interwebs somewhere.
Chrono, you were saying?
that does it all.
Oh no! At some point, I will be running something on Hint.
Excellent.
Either my own system once I have managed to tinker with the issues with it, or I will pick up something and run either something I know, or maybe try something new, like the Symbaroom or the Tales from the Loop bundle
Awesome.
that had been recently pointed out.
Cool.
Excellent.
Cool.
Cool,
I've been
cool.
trying to get Drat to run Tales from the Loop. I would happily play it with somebody else running it. I don't care.
Thank you. Well, I feel loved.
Likewise, I've been trying to get Drat to run Symbaroom, actually, so I'd happily play that with somebody else
Yeah,
running it as well.
I do own both.
I think
So-
Symbaroom looks
So do I,
more-
since the Hamble bundle was done.
Right.
yes.
Okay, so yeah, you
Same
can
water.
expect a variety of games in future if you're new to us. So, thank you very much. Thanks to all the players. I'm going to go and melt now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
melting seems reasonable.
Yeah. Thank you and good
Yes.
night.